Yo legends! Welcome to Fanfiction Legend. Grab your headphones, because today's story is about to hit different. Disclaimer. I do not claim ownership of this story. All rights belong to the original creators. Dragon Ball, I can't hide anymore, I'm an angel. Chapter 21 shows you the true freedom. Chapter 21 shows you the true freedom. Is it Klin and Grandpa Gixianren? Sun Wukong was stunned for a moment and asked, so it should be Klin who was 206, has he already surpassed Grandpa? I don't know. Bulma shook his head. This precision instrument worn by the Saiyans can detect strong men anywhere in the world and their locations. About 4,000 kilometers away from there is a person with a combat power of 250.250. Sun Wukong was silent. The guy with a combat power of 250 should be a Tianjin fan. Luo Tian smiled, got up and said, over 3,000 kilometers over there is an individual with a combat effectiveness of 177. Bulma pointed in another direction. Words of 177, couldn't be Leppying? Sun Wukong guessed. There is another one, which is very far away from here, about 8,000 kilometers away, and the combat power value is 329. Bulma looked to the left rear again. 329? Who would it be? Sun Wukong scratched his head, a bit confused about who 329's combat power would be. A Bulma, where is Piccolo? How much is Piccolo's combat power? Sun Wukong asked. No more. Your current 835 combat power seems to be the strongest existence on the surface. Bulma shook his head. Don't look at it, that 329 combat power is Piccolo. Luo Tian smiled. What? Is Piccolo's combat power only 329? Bulma was stunned. Why is Wukong so much taller than him? Saiyans have a special physique. When they are revived when they are on the verge of death, their combat power will be greatly improved. That's why Wukong's combat power has improved so much this time. Luo Tian smiled. What? Is there such a thing? Why don't I know? Monkey King was stunned. There are so many things you don't know. Luo Tian smiled at Bulma. Let's see how much Luo Tian's fighting strength is? Sun Wukong asked quickly. Don't look at me, I have no fighting power. Luo Tian smiled. Sun Wukong. Bulma, however, Bulma still quickly looked at Luo Tian, and went to check his combat power value. Combat power 0. Bulma was speechless. What? No way? Sun Wukong was speechless after learning the result. Huh? That's not right. My combat power is 1, how can Luo Tian be 0? Bulma felt something was wrong. Can I beat Luo Tian easily? Unlikely, right? Don't rely on this boring instrument. The combat power test is only the energy value in your body. Luo Tian smiled, and in many cases, everyone's energy will change greatly with the emotional fluctuations. Just like Wukong's son Gohan, with the emotional fluctuations, the combat power even reached a height of more than 1,000. But in normal times, his combat power is even only 1 or 0. Luo Tian, you explained so much, do you want to prove that you are stronger than me? Bulma laughed. Wukong, how is your understanding? Luo Tian ignored Bulma. This feels so difficult. Monkey King scratched his head. Well, I'll give you 3 days. If you can reduce your combat power to less than 100 through comprehension of this willow tree, you can continue. Luo Tian said. Bulma, Sun Wukong also looked confused. How come the more you practice, the lower your combat effectiveness will be? As I said before, combat power is just an index of energy. Luo Tian explained, it's like your current combat power is 835. Are you sure you can beat me? What do you mean? Luo Tian, are you going to fight me? Monkey King looked at Luo Tian without blinking. Fight with me? You are not qualified yet. You will be qualified to challenge me after you realize the true ultimate will of freedom. Luo Tian sighed. Sun Wukong. Bulma was also silent for a while. Luo Tian, you look down on people too much. If you do this, you will really inspire Wukong's fighting spirit. How will you end up? Be careful, Wukong will kill you with one punch. Sun Wukong also didn't know what to say. Although Sun Wukong felt that Luo Tian was somewhat mysterious, he was also confident that he could definitely defeat him. After all, my combat power is now considered to be the strongest existence on the surface. It seems that if you don't give up, you still won't be able to get over that hurdle. Luo Tian sighed, snapped, a piece of black cloth suddenly appeared in Luo Tian's hand. Seeing Luo Tian conjure a black cloth out of thin air, Bulma was stunned again. Sun Wukong also widened his eyes. How did this strip of cloth come about? Luo Tian, what are you doing? Bulma asked. Luo Tian used his actions to explain what he was going to do. I saw Luo Tian wrapping the cloth strips around his eyes. I can't see anything now. Luo Tian smiled at Sun Wukong. Wukong, attack me with all your strength now. Today I will let you see what the true freedom of mind is. Sun Wukong, Bulma. The two looked at each other quickly at this. Bulma, do you think Luo Tian is serious? Sun Wukong asked. I don't know. Bulma was speechless, and hurriedly asked Luo Tian. Luo Tian is not joking. Wukong's combat strength is more than 800, and he will kill you by accident. Don't worry about attacking. Do I seem to be joking? Luo Tian looked calm. Forget it, I don't care about you. Bulma pouted, sullenly. Anyway, if you are injured yourself, you should also heal yourself. That's right. Luo Tian smiled. Okay, then I'll try. I'm going to attack you, Luo Tian. Sun Wukong's face was full of excitement and expectation, as well as endless confidence. I am now the most powerful existence on the surface. I want to see. Luo Tian, can you dodge my attack? Call out. Monkey King quickly attacked in the direction of Luo Tian. It's just that Sun Wukong didn't use all his strength. If this one accidentally beat Luo Tian to death, wouldn't Bulma have to fight for me? I'd better take it easy. Monkey King greeted Luo Tian with his fist unhurriedly. However, just when Sun Wukong's fist was about to touch Luo Tian's shoulder, Luo Tian turned slightly to avoid the attack of Monkey King. Wukong, use all your strength, I can't die. Luo Tian sighed. Chapter 22 Martial Arts in the World, Only Fast is Not Broken. Chapter 22 Martial Arts in the World, Only Fast is Not Broken. Bulma's eyes widened. Luo Tian actually avoided it. However, Wukong doesn't seem to use all his strength. Luo Tian, hurry up and accept it. You can dodge Wukong once, but you may not be able to dodge his attack every time. It's amazing. Sure enough, I avoided it. Sun Wukong was very surprised, and excitement and anticipation appeared in his expression again. This can be avoided. Wait a moment, why do I feel that his tricks are somewhat similar to those that Mr. Bobo once taught me? As clear as the sky, as vast as the earth, it seems. There was such a feeling that suddenly lingered in Monkey King's mind. Okay, then I'm going to use all my strength. Luo Tian, you have to be careful. Monkey King said. Go ahead. Luo Tian smiled slightly. Okay, here I come. Sun Wukong showed his full strength this time. Monkey King raised his speed to the extreme, and quickly greeted Luo Tian with a punch. Seeing that Sun Wukong's fist was about to hit Luo Tian's body was slightly turned to one side, and he dodged Sun Wukong's attack lightly again. What? You dodged it again? I don't believe it. Sun Wukong was so surprised that he accelerated his speed again. Monkey King kept greeting Luo Tian with his fist. Luo Tian didn't fight back, just dodged left and right with his eyes covered. Don't make trouble. If I can be hit by a guy with only over 800 combat power, then I will be too shameful. Not to mention the combat power of 800. Even if you have a combat power of 8 million, it's no wonder you can hit me. With my current strength, the god of destruction can barely hit me. Ho hoo hoo. Monkey King fought for 5 minutes. He was so exhausted that he was out of breath, but he didn't even touch Luo Tian's clothes. Sun Wukong's eyes widened with disbelief on his face. Bulma was also completely stunned. Luo Tian's speed so fast. Wukong doesn't seem to be releasing water either. Can you still make yourself tired like this by letting the water go? When did Luo Tian become so powerful? Do you still fight? Luo Tian smiled, and casually took off the cloth strips covering his eyes. Shoo, the strips were evaporated clean. How did you do it? Is it because your ears are so good? Monkey King asked in surprise. I said, this is called self-comfort. Luo Tian smiled and explained, usually, after your body is attacked, your eyes give signals first, and then your brain makes judgment and processing. Doing so will lead to some very troublesome steps. But if every part of your body can automatically send signals, and dodge and process the attacks, then, the processing speed will be very fast. Sun Wukong seemed to understand and nodded vigorously. If one day you can feel that you and all things in the world are integrated, Zizaijiyi will be a small success. Luo Tian smiled slightly at this. I understand. Sun Wukong nodded, and pondered. The question is, you do have speed like this, but is the attack power enough? Attack power? Luo Tian smiled. Shoo. In just a flash, Luo Tian quickly appeared behind Monkey King. Kung Fu in the world is only fast. Luo Tian's voice sounded behind Monkey King. Sun Wukong's face changed color. Boom, Luo Tian slapped Monkey King on the back. Monkey King was like a rubber ball, bounced a few times on the ground, and then hit the ground heavily. Puff, Sun Wukong spat out a mouthful of blood on the spot, and was already seriously injured. Bulma was stunned. Sun Wukong's eyes also widened, and he looked at Luo Tian in disbelief. Is this too powerful? I felt that if he tried a little harder, I would be killed by him. Okay. Let's heal your wounds. The next training will be very cruel. Maybe you are not suitable to practice Zizaijiyi now. Luo Tian said lightly. Temple, the face of the god changed again and again. Who is he? The god asked in surprise. When was such a terrible guy born on the earth that he could seriously injure Monkey King with a single slap? How did I never know his existence before? No. I knew it, but I didn't know he would be so powerful a god. Luo Tian's moves seemed to be somewhat similar to those I taught Wukong. Mr. Bobo said quickly, yes. It gives people the feeling that this seems to be a trick of the gods. The god pondered. A god? Is Luo Tian a god? Mr. Bobo scratched his head. I don't know. I can't be sure yet. The god shook his head. Anyway, Luo Tian is also a good person. With him, the two Saiyans should be fine, right? Mr. Bobo said with a smile. I can't talk about this kind of thing now. I wonder if there is a reason why he is inconvenient to shoot. God frowned. If he has always been so powerful, why did he show it now? Why didn't he go to fight after that Raditz came? Mr. Bobo was also puzzled. Bobo, go and bring Kellen Tianfan and Leping to the temple. I will teach them fighting skills in person. The god made a decision. In the blink of an eye, 6 months have passed. Leping and Tianjinfan were easily found, and they practiced hard every day under the guidance of the gods. Sun Wuhan also lives quite freely. A Piccolo specially prepared a set of orange clothes of Monkey King style for Sun Wuhan, and equipped him with a sword. Sun Wuhan is eating wild fruit. At this moment, the dinosaur-like monster appeared in Sun Wuhan's sight. Sun Wuhan was slightly taken aback. Immediately afterwards, Sun Wuhan grinned a boo. Ha! Hot Sun Wuhan easily jumped back and forth in the grass, dodging the monster's attack. Boom. The monster bumped into a big mountain in the distance, feeling dizzy for a while. Hey, Sun Wuhan descended from the sky and cut off one of the monster's tail with a single sword. You can eat meat again. Sun Wuhan grinned, and hit a piece of wood with a qigong wave with his left hand. Immediately, flames burned on the wood. Sun Wuhan put the meat slices on the fire and grilled them. Above the sky, a Piccolo looked over silently, with a look of relief on his face. Well, you've made a lot of progress. It's time to teach you some skills. Piccolo smiled. Chapter 23 Dawn and hashtag 039, T expect me to defeat them. Chapter 23 Dawn and hashtag 039, T expect me to defeat them. As for Monkey King, under Luo Tian's teaching, he was also comprehending nature. It can only be said that it has achieved a little. However, if the current situation continues, Luo Tian feels that after Vegeta comes over, Sun Wukong is estimated to be tortured to death. Luo Tian, I feel so difficult. It's been 6 months, and my strength doesn't seem to have improved much. Sun Wukong smiled wryly. It is normal for Sun Wukong to say this. After all, at his current level, it is still very difficult to master the true freedom. It seems that it's a bit counterproductive. Luo Tian pondered. Forget it. For the remaining few months, you should go to the King of the Realm to practice. King of Realm? Who is it? Sun Wukong was stunned. Let's go. Luo Tian didn't say any more nonsense, and immediately turned into a bright flame with Monkey King, directly submerged into the void, and disappeared in a flash. Before Sun Wukong could even react, he realized that he had already appeared in another world. Sun Wukong was stunned. Is this too fast? How is this going? Where is this place? This is the underworld. People will report their deaths here. Luo Tian explained. Look, the hall below is the palace of King Yen Moang. Monkey King was speechless. Am I dead? If you want to die, I'll kill you right now. Luo Tian smiled and accelerated his flight. Soon, Luo Tian brought Sun Wukong to appear above the planet of the King of the World. Where is this? Monkey King couldn't keep up with the rhythm. This is the planet of the Realm King. Luo Tian smiled. Go, find him to practice hard. But remember, don't let yourself go. Oh, okay, I understand. Sun Wukong nodded. By the way, after the two Saiyans came, it was not convenient for me to take action. Don't expect me to defeat them, although it is easy for me to destroy them. Luo Tian added. Sun Wukong nodded solemnly. Go. Luo Tian said, kicking Monkey King down with a flying kick. Boom, Sun Wukong slammed heavily on the ground of King Realm. Oh, the ground is not right, I feel my body is so heavy. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth, increased his strength, and finally stood up. It's so strange, it seems that there is some force that sucks me in. It just then, an orangutan walked over from a distance. Are you the king of the realm? Sun Wukong was slightly taken aback. It must be, people should not be judged by their appearance. Who knew Luo Tian was so powerful? It seems that besides me and Bulma, Kellen, and the others don't know about it, right? Moreover, Immortal Jolin is still a cat. Hello, I'm Monkey King, and I'm here to learn from a teacher. Monkey King saluted quickly. Shoo. The orangutan raised his arms, swayed from side to side, and paced back and forth crookedly. Is this the beginning? Is it okay for Lord Kai to do this? Sun Wukong looked confused. Okay, this planet looks weird, so I'll give it a try. Sun Wukong learns from the orangutan Bobrist. I saw Sun Wukong raised his hands, also shaking back and forth on this planet. This move is really tiring. What is going on with this planet, Master Jiawan? It feels very heavy. Sun Wukong couldn't help asking, also, Master Jiawan, do you know Zizaijiyi? The orangutan Bobrist didn't make a sound, and continued to march ahead in a Monkey King was so tired that he was panting heavily, and followed silently. Is this the Kaiwang Fist? I feel that I should go back and continue to appreciate the land and nature. This Realm King Fist is simply too speechless. Hey, what are you doing? At this moment, Sun Wukong suddenly heard a voice coming from the side. Sun Wukong took a closer look, and suddenly found a slightly fat person. This person seems to be wearing a pair of sunglasses, has blue skin, and has two antenna-like tentacles on his head. You are? Sun Wukong was taken aback. It's Dong Dong. The King of Kai said with a smile. You are Dong Dong? Sun Wukong scratched his head. Aren't you Lord Realm King? Realm King, you're just bang bang. This kid is not likable at all, idiot. I am the King of the Realm. The King of the Realm shouted angrily. What? About him? Monkey King pointed to the chimpanzee beside him. He is my pet Bobrist. King Kai said, so it is like this. I just said something is not right. Monkey King laughed. There's something wrong with you. Don't you think my wisecrack just now is very interesting? King Kai said with a dark face. One-liner? Is that a thud? Monkey King was slightly taken aback. The king of the world didn't want to talk anymore. Why do I feel like I was being teased by him? I asked this kid here to mess things up. Could it be that guy from the East Realm sent here? I'll give you one more chance for the last time. Let me say another wisecrack. King Kai said with a dark face. Sun Wukong looked confused. Hey, what? Is no one coming to answer the phone? Kai Wang said to himself, and then laughed out loud. So funny. I have never heard such a funny joke. What? What are you talking about? Sun Wukong looked at King Kai like an idiot. Luo Tian, take me back quickly. I don't want to practice with him anymore. Realm King, this kid must have been invited by the monkey to tease him. Why did you come here? The King of Realm asked coldly. There is simply no way to communicate with this kid. I was introduced to you by my friend, so I want to ask Master Jia Wang to teach me how to practice. Monkey King said, you go back to me. If you don't laugh after hearing such a funny joke, it means that your character is not very good. I don't like such people. King Kai said angrily. It's really interesting. As expected of the King of the Realm, it's the first time I've heard such a funny thing. Monkey King reacted very quickly and immediately laughed out loud. You don't know how to react, do you? Kai Wan laughed dryly. Can you teach me how to practice? Sun Wukong asked quickly. Of course it's no problem, but you need to pass the exam. Kai Wang smiled. You have to say a wisecrack, so that I, a witty genius, will be amused by your wisecrack. Sun Wukong was speechless. Shall I make a wisecrack? This is simply too embarrassing. Why do I suddenly feel that practicing with Luo Tian is so blissful? Hey, what's the matter? I don't know how to laugh if it's not a high-level one-liner. The King of the Realm smiled and said, if it doesn't work, go back quickly, and go back and forth from where you came from. Chapter 24 Keeping Secrets from God? Chapter 24 Keeping Secrets from God? The quilt is carried on the back. Sun Wukong said suddenly. The king of the world seemed to have been shocked by an electric shock at that time, and his whole body was shocked. This is too funny. King Kai couldn't help laughing out loud. You laughed. The king of the world laughed. Sun Wukong said hastily. Oops. I accidentally laughed out loud. King Kai wiped his sweat. You are so simple. Are you a professional? Well, for the sake of your talent, I will teach you the funniest way to make fun of you. I don't want to learn that, teach me martial arts. Monkey King said, what? Martial arts? Why didn't you say it earlier? The king of the realm was speechless. I thought you were here to study language arts. Okay, let me test your level and see how strong you are. Kai Wang greeted, attack with all your strength. I'm a little strange now. Why is it so difficult to move here? And the body feels extremely heavy. Monkey King scratched his head and asked, where did you come from? Asked the king of Kai, Earth. Sun Wukong replied, Earth? The king of Kai was taken aback again, Earth. How can you come here from the earth? Has the passage between the gods and the human world been opened? The king of Kai looked around. No channel has been opened. How did you come here? King Kai asked curiously, people on the earth must come here unless they are dead. Dead? Monkey King was surprised. After you die, you have to go through the infinite length of the snake road to reach me. King Kai said, Snake Way? What is it? Sun Wukong was puzzled. Realm King, I feel despised by this kid. He didn't even know what the snake way was. A snake path of infinite length? Monkey King scratched his head. It's said to be infinite in length, but it's not really infinite. It's because the snake path is long enough, but no one has measured its exact length yet. Kai Wang simply explained. That's it. Sun Wukong nodded vigorously, and replied, I was sent here by my friend, and it's not convenient for me to go into details, you kid. What else can you keep a secret from God? King Kai smiled, forget it, whatever you want, I'm not the kind of God who likes to inquire about other people's privacy. Because you are from the earth, so of course you will feel that this planet is very heavy. Although this planet is small in size, its gravity is 10 times that of the earth. So your weight is increased by 10 times. Sun Wukong was stunned. No wonder I feel so heavy in my body. Try jumping with all your strength, use your maximum strength. King Kai ordered, yes. Sun Wukong nodded vigorously. Boom, Sun Wukong took off and jumped to a high level. Immediately afterwards, Monkey King fell rapidly. No, I can only jump this high. Monkey King scratched his head. It's already very good to be able to jump that high under the condition of 10 times the gravity. The king of the realm nodded in satisfaction. Okay, since you plan to practice with me, let's start. By the way, how long do you plan to practice here? The vicious Saiyans are coming to our earth, so I want to improve my strength as soon as possible. Monkey King clenched his fists. Saiyans? They are really extraordinary. King Kai nodded, and the tentacles on his head moved a little. Okay, let me check when the Saiyans will reach the earth. Well, 2 Saiyans are currently flying towards the earth in a spaceship, and there are 158 days before they reach the earth. It's amazing. Did you know about this? Sun Wukong was surprised, and then his expression became serious. There are only 158 days left. The situation is a bit urgent. It's okay, 158 days is enough. King Kai smiled confidently. Really? Sun Wukong didn't quite believe it. Practicing for 158 days on this planet is equivalent to decades of cultivating on Earth. King Kai smiled. Really? Sun Wukong was dubious. Why do I feel like he's bragging? However, even if you cultivate, you may not be able to defeat those 2 Saiyans. The king of the world is not very optimistic about Monkey King. The Saiyans are very powerful. Let me put it this way, their strength has surpassed me. Stronger than the king of the realm? Monkey King was stunned. Yes, that's why I said, you have to surpass me to defeat a Saiyan. King Kai smiled. Sun Wukong, then let's get started. King Kai smiled and greeted the chimpanzee. Bobrus came over. First of all, you must overcome the gravity here. Kai Wang greeted, come and catch Bobrus. If you can't even do this, let alone other things. Sun Wukong nodded and went to capture the chimpanzee. After chasing for a while, Monkey King felt really heavy. Monkey King immediately took off the weight-bearing suit on his body. It's much lighter now. Sun Wukong smiled, and suddenly increased his speed, and quickly grabbed in the direction of Bobrus. However, just when Monkey King approached Bobrus, Bobrus suddenly increased his speed. Call out, Bobrus disappeared like a rocket. Immediately afterwards, Bobrus made faces at Monkey King from a distance. Xiaomian, just because you want to catch me, that guy is so fast. Sun Wukong was stunned. No, I can't catch him at all. Go back if you can't catch it. The king of the world smiled. Can you give me something to eat? I didn't eat when I came out. Sun Wukong scratched his head and asked, Realm King, this kid really asks for a lot. The king of the world didn't object, and immediately brought food to Monkey King. Sun Wukong ate it in big mouthfuls. It's great, I'm finally full. but it's a pity that compared to the food at Bulma's, it's just tasteless. Sun Wukong held his stomach and said, "You kid, you called me Lord Jia Wang when you first saw me, but now you don't respect me at all." The King Jia shouted angrily, "King Kai, aren't you lonely on such a small planet?" Sun Wukong asked casually, "Humph, you're still young. There are many interesting things in this place, such as counting how many grasses have grown, looking at the sky, peeing in the distance, etc." King Kai looked at the sky with his hands behind his back and smiled. "Sun Wukong, this is fun. Recently, I am most interested in driving." King Kai continued, "By the way, let's not talk about this, hurry up and catch bobbers, otherwise I won't teach you martial arts." Chapter 25 That and hashtag 039, Is Freedom? Chapter 25 That and hashtag 039, Is Freedom? Okay, I have to work harder. Monkey King nodded. By the way, put on the weight suit you took off just now. King Kai suggested. Sun Wukong was stunned. Why do you have to wear it? It's more difficult to run that way. Let me tell you one thing, the planet where the Saiyans live has basically the same gravity as here, and they practice there. King Kai said, "Sun Wukong, you know some of the secrets of these two people. Not only this, Saiyans are born with powerful fighting power, but they are the most dangerous." King Kai smiled. It's okay. I'm a Saiyan too. Sun Wukong smiled slightly. Realm King, this is so special. I feel more and more that this kid is here to mess things up. By the way, Master Realm King, have you heard of Zizaijiyi? Sun Wukong couldn't help asking, what? The king of the realm had never heard of such a thing. With the current position of the king of the world, he knows that there is a family of angels, but he doesn't know much about angels, not to mention being comfortable. It's a special ability for the body to dodge on its own. Sun Wukong turned his back to King Jia, and then said with a smile, "Master Jia Wang is picking his nose with his left hand." Realm King, you were so special. Is this what you call self-satisfaction? You clearly sensed the movement of my left hand through the fluctuations in the air. It has nothing to do with the special ability of the body to dodge on its own. Kai Wang shouted angrily, "Huh? The king of the world knows that I use the airwave sensor." Monkey King was very surprised. "Idiot, I am a god. If I don't even know this, I don't have to be the king of the world." The king of the world shouted angrily. Sun Wukong scratched his head. "Okay, stop talking nonsense, and start practicing quickly." The king of the realm scolded. "You also have the special ability to physically dodge on your own. This kid is really not likable." Earth Temple, huh? The god suddenly froze. What's the matter? Lord God. Mr. Bobo asked from the side. It's strange, I can't find Monkey King all of a sudden. Tianxin's eyes widened. Luo Tian also disappeared. Could it be to go to the bathroom? Mr. Bobo asked. God, where does that go? Bobo asked. It feels like I have left the earth. The god pondered. Leave the earth? No way? Mr. Bobo was surprised. Aha. Luo Tian is at Bulma's house. Tianxin rubbed his eyes with a confused look on his face. I clearly didn't see Luo Tian just now. Why did he appear suddenly? The god stared at Luo Tian in Bulma's house again. Hey, old man, have you seen enough? At this moment, Tianxin suddenly heard such a voice in his mind. The body of the god trembled violently, and his face changed again and again. Is this what Luo Tian is talking about? Immediately afterwards, Tianxin was horrified to find that Luo Tian was looking towards him. With a hint of cunning in his eyes. You've been observing me for 6 months. There are a total of 18 times, each time lasting 2 to 3 minutes, totaling 3 minutes. Luo Tian's voice sounded again. It's a good thing you didn't watch Bulma or Taisai, otherwise, you probably wouldn't exist anymore. The god broke out in a cold sweat. Luo Tian, he can know that I am observing him. Moreover, he also remembered every time I observed him. You are also a god? The god asked immediately. It's good that you know. Luo Tian smiled. You, a small god on earth, to be able to talk to me like this is already the pinnacle of your life. God, for the sake of those who don't know are not guilty and will die in half a year, I won't care so much with you. Luo Tian smiled slightly. God was stunned. You really know everything. Okay, that's it. Luo Tian replied that. I just want to ask a question. Tianxin said hastily, tell me. Luo Tian replied lightly. Where's Wukong? The god asked. I sent him to the king of the realm. Since you asked this question, after his training is over, you can go to the underworld to bring him back. Luo Tian smiled. What? Lord Realm King? The god's expression changed again and again. Luo Tian waved his big hand lightly. Suddenly, an invisible angel power emerged, directly cutting off the god's observation of himself. Old stuff, I won't bother with you for the sake of you just looking at it casually. It's a good thing you didn't try to pry into my privacy, otherwise. TSK, I'm afraid you will be in trouble. Luo Tian, who are you talking to? Bulma came out at this moment, looked at Luo Tian and asked, who else? Luo Tian sighed slightly. Is it Wukong? Bulma turned to look for Monkey King. It's not, it's the old guy of Tianshan. Luo Tian smiled. God? Bulma was a little unresponsive. God, isn't he the one who has something to do with Piccolo? How did Luo Tian chat with him? I didn't see Luo Tian using his cell phone either. By the way, where is Wukong? Last time he realized that willow tree, he was almost chopped off by an axe from my father. I don't know what to realize this time. Bulma asked, Wukong, he has been sent away by me. Luo Tian smiled. Sent away? Where did you send it? Bulma asked. Wukong is not very suitable for cultivating freedom of ultimate intent right now, so I sent him to practice with the king of the realm. Luo Tian smiled. Fortunately, his freedom of freedom has already laid a solid foundation. In the future, as long as he continues to practice well. TSK, the achievements are limitless. Bulma was confused. What are you talking about? I don't understand at all. What realm king? Who is it? Temple. My lord, what's the matter with you? Mr. Bobo asked. It's okay, the weather is a little hot, so I sweat a lot. Tianshan laughed. It's better not to say anything about Luo Tian. It seemed to me that he didn't like having his secrets known. I won't talk too much here. Mr. Popo, hot weather, you are God, are you still afraid of this kind of weather? But, what did Lord God see? Why did you show a terrified look? By the way, call them all over. The god changed the subject in a hurry. Mr. Bobo nodded slightly, and quickly called Tianjin Fan, Kellen and others to the side of the god. Your strength has surpassed mine, and Mr. Bobo and I have nothing to teach you. From now until the final battle, you should go back to the ground and continue to improve your strength. God said to Kellen and the others, the future is up to you. The author says, seeing that I am so diligent in updating, please give me some gifts. Chapter 26 Vitality Bomb is similar to Zizaijiyi? Chapter 26 Vitality Bomb is similar to Zizaijiyi? Yes. Kellen and the others responded quickly, can you take off this heavy clothes? Yaki Rob asked, why do you have to add me? I don't want to fight at all. A mountainous area. Sun Wuhan sat on the ground with a bruised nose and a swollen face, grimacing in pain. In the past 6 months, I finally got rid of my crying habit. Piccolo was sitting beside Sun Wuhan. Hey. Sun Wuhan smirked and asked, has Uncle Piccolo ever fought Dad before? Our battle is not over yet. After defeating the Saiyan, it will be your father's turn. Piccolo snorted, but Dad once said that the reborn Uncle Piccolo is not as vicious as before. Sun Wuhan grinned. Oomph. Piccolo bared his teeth. Brat, what are you talking about? I think so too, although Mom and Grandpa are both afraid of you. Sun Wuhan said with a smile. Bic, stop talking nonsense, go to bed quickly, tomorrow's training won't be so easy. Piccolo reprimanded, yes. Sun Wuhan responded quickly. Immediately afterwards, Sun Wuhan fell asleep. You idiot. Piccolo gritted his teeth. In this way, another 40 days have passed. Sun Wukong has already adapted to the 10 times gravity on Jiwangsing. Snapped, Sun Wukong speeds up and grabs the chimpanzee Bobbers, finally caught. Great. Sun Wukong hugged the chimpanzee excitedly. Great job. King Kai was also full of praise for Sun Wukong's outstanding performance. Sure enough, he is a very talented guy, adapting to the gravity of this planet so quickly. Not to mention, although this kid is impolite, his heart is very kind. Are you ready? My training is harder than I imagined. King Kai asked loudly, can you bear it? Yes. Sun Wukong nodded excitedly. After these 40 days of practice, Monkey King suddenly felt that his strength had improved. Nodded 01:30. I'll go. This seems to be more effective than that Luo Tian's free spirit. I'm a little confused. Should I continue to practice here, or continue to learn Luo Tian's free will? But I know very well that Luo Tian's freedom and extreme intention should be more promising. However, if I can't beat the 2 Saiyans who are coming to Earth, there is no point in cultivating freedom of mind. I'd better practice the moves of the king of the world first, get rid of those 2 Saiyans, and then I will continue to practice Zizaijiyi with Luo Tian. You must become the number one in the universe, whether it is physically or psychologically. Can you do it? King Kai asked. Understood. Sun Wukong clenched his fists, and his face was full of confidence. Before that, I'll have a cup of tea first. King Kai said. Sun Wukong fell to the ground after the king of the world finished drinking tea. He started a discussion with Monkey King. Boom, hearing a muffled sound, the king of realm slapped Monkey King with a slap, and Monkey King flew upside down and fell to the ground. It's amazing. Sun Wukong was amazed. Okay, continue. The king of Kai greeted. Bang bang bang. The two had a fierce confrontation on this king planet. King Fist. The king of the realm immediately unleashed the king of the realm fist, and at that time he gave Monkey King a good beating. Sun Wukong's nose was blue and his face was swollen, grinning in pain. That's right, as you can see, this is the Kai Wang fist, which can greatly improve one's own strength. Kai Wang said with a smile. It's amazing. No wonder Luo Tian asked me to practice with you. Monkey King laughed. Who is Luo Tian? Asked the king of the realm. You don't know it, it's really hard to explain, so let's not talk about it. Monkey King scratched his head. You brat. Half your words. The king of the realm shouted angrily. Cultivation is still going on. The day when Vegeta and Nappa will descend on Earth is getting closer and closer. Kellen and others on Earth also started hell-like training. On the realm, Sun Wukong has mastered the Kai Wang fist proficiently, and the king of the world was not stingy, and taught Sun Wukong to learn vitality bombs. Boom, just now, the vitality bomb controlled by Sun Wukong knocked down a high-speed moving stone from the air. That's right, you did a great job, Monkey King. I didn't expect you to be so proficient in using the vitality bomb. King Jia was deeply surprised. Hey, this is the result of hard work. Sun Wukong grinned. As I said before, the vitality bomb is to gather all the vitality in the world and the atmosphere such as grass, wood, human beings, and various animals, and then release it. Kai Wang explained. Such a small planet, the vitality bomb has such a great destructive power. The Earth you are fighting is many times larger than this, and there is a sun that provides huge energy as the backing. Air bombs, you can only use one shot as a last resort. Well, I see, I can defeat them with the Kai Wang fist. Sun Wukong said with a smile, but having said that, this vitality bomb, it's a bit like the Zizaijiyi I learned, a little bit similar. Here it is again. Don't mention Zizaijiyi in front of me. The king of the realm shouted angrily. When you practiced Zizaijiyi last time, your strength dropped significantly. This Zizaijiyi will make you feel that my strength has declined. Sun Wukong laughed, but in fact, my strength has improved. What's the mess? King Kai rolled his eyes and changed the subject. Let's not talk about it. The day of the final battle is getting closer. The Saiyans will descend on Earth tomorrow. By the way, you should hurry back to Earth and prepare. Are you going back now? Sun Wukong was slightly taken aback. Otherwise? Do you want to stay here until the Chinese New Year? King Kai stared. Well, it's time for me to go back to Earth. Sun Wukong nodded. I still have to go back and adapt to the gravity on Earth. That's right. The King of Realms nodded. Then, the two stared at each other. Lord Realm King, don't you want me to go back to Earth? Send me back quickly. Monkey King said. Realm King, you are so special, you want me to take you back? You can go back as you came here, I have no way to send you back. King Kai shouted. It's really nerve-wracking. I don't know the way. Monkey King scratched his head, showing helplessness on his face. Didn't you say that someone sent you here? Just ask that person to come pick you up again. King Kai replied. Chapter 27 Luo Tian brought me here. Chapter 27 Luo Tian brought me here. That's true. The problem is that I don't know how to contact Luo Tian. Do you have a phone here? Sun Wukong asked. Put your hand on my back, and think of someone in your heart, and you can communicate with him spiritually. King Kai said. Really? Sun Wukong was dubious, and then put his hand on the back of King Jia. Is that all right? Hurry up. The King of Kai urged. Luo Tian, can you hear me? I'm Monkey King. I've completed my training with the King of the Realm. Can you take me back? Monkey King directly communicated with Luo Tian spiritually. Then there is no more then. Luo Tian didn't answer. What's the matter? I don't seem to have heard him reply. Sun Wukong was stunned. Does your method work, King Jia? Are you asleep? The King of Kai was speechless. I don't know. Sun Wukong scratched his head. Find a way to get in touch with his friends, don't be in a daze here. King Kai shouted, yes. Bulma. I can contact Bulma, and then find Luo Tian through Bulma. Sun Wukong said excitedly. After saying this, Sun Wukong immediately tried to get in touch with Bulma. Bulma, it's me. I'm Wukong. Can you hear me? Sun Wukong said quickly. Aha. Wukong? Where are you? Have you come to our house? Bulma was doing research, and after hearing Monkey King's voice, he showed a confused face. I'm here with the king of the realm, and I'm communicating with you spiritually. I contacted Luo Tian just now, asking him to bring me back. But Luo Tian didn't answer. Can you call him for me? Is he asleep? Monkey King asked. Luo Tian said he was practicing, so let me not disturb him. Bulma replied immediately. Ah? Then how do I go back? Monkey King was speechless. Where are you? Bulma asked curiously. How should I put it? I'm in a very far away place. Sun Wukong explained. Now is not the time to talk about this. The Saiyans will arrive on Earth tomorrow, so I have to go back and get ready. What? Are the Saiyans coming tomorrow? Bulma's face paled. Yeah. Hurry up and find a way to let me go back. Monkey King urged. I remembered that Luo Tian told me during the retreat that if you want to come back, you should contact the gods and let the gods find a way to pick you up. Bulma pondered. God? Can he pick me up? Sun Wukong nodded. Okay, then I'll call God now. After finishing speaking, Monkey King immediately got in touch with the gods of the Earth Realm. King, you were so special. Do you think I'm a phone call? Bulma just finished talking with Monkey King when she saw Luo Tian open the door and walked in. Luo Tian, didn't you say you want to retreat? Bulma was stunned. Isn't this the end of the retreat? Luo Tian smiled and shook his head in disappointment. It's a pity, there is still no breakthrough. Breakthrough what? Bulma couldn't help asking. The third floor of the first stage. Luo Tian replied, I feel that the progress is too slow. By the way, Wukong and I had a spiritual communication just now, saying that he has completed his training with the king of the world, and he wants to come back, so he asked you to help him pick him up. Bulma said. Also, Wukong also said that the Saiyans will arrive on the Earth tomorrow. Yes, the Saiyans will arrive on the Earth tomorrow. What research am I still doing here? Didn't I tell you? Let him contact the god. Luo Tian replied. I told him. Bulma nodded. That's all right, take your time. Luo Tian smiled. Don't worry, nothing will happen. Even if the sky falls, I'll still be there. God, I'm Wukong. I've completed my training with Master Jia Wang. Can you come and pick me up? Monkey King quickly got in touch with God and Wukong. Did you really go to Lord Kai? Tenjin was taken aback. Yes. Sun Wukong laughed. Did Luo Tian send you there? Tianshan asked God, don't ask so many questions. The Saiyans will arrive on Earth tomorrow. Take me back quickly, I can't go back by myself. Monkey King urged. Understood. Have you returned to the starting point of the Snake Road? Tianshan asked. Snake Way? Starting point? Sun Wukong didn't quite understand what he heard. After all, when Monkey King came, he didn't go through the Snake Road. Didn't you go to Lord Realm King through the Snake Path? Asked the god. Yes, no, Luo Tian flew me directly here. Monkey King replied. God, Realm King, fly over here. Who is this? Do you have such a great ability? Then there is no other way, and I can't go directly to Lord Kai. I can go to that world to pick you up, but the premise is that you have to reach the starting point of the Snake Path. Tianshan explained. Sun Wukong, it's such a hassle. The question is, why didn't you let Luo Tian pick you up? Tianshan asked. Luo Tian is practicing, and he said not to let anyone disturb him. Let me find you. Monkey King replied. God, Luo Tian seems to have said so. Then quickly fly along the snake path. I will sense it when you arrive, and go to pick you up immediately. The god suggested, but let me say hello to you first. The snake path is very long. For countless years, only Yen Moong has reached the end of the snake path and met the king of the world. I am not sure how long it will take you to come back. Sun Wukong was about to cry. Okay, I will do my best. Sun Wukong replied. I'll also notify Kellen and the others immediately. The god said in a deep voice. Let's go. Sun Wukong yelled, and moved his hand away from King Kai's back. The person you mentioned named Luo Tian should not be simple. He actually came to this world without anyone noticing. The king of the realm sighed. Sun Wukong nodded vigorously. Let's go quickly. By the way, change your heavy clothes by the way. King Kai said. The tentacles on his head moved slightly, snapped. Immediately, Sun Wukong's clothes took on a new look. Great. It feels much lighter. Sun Wukong said excitedly. It's not just lighter. Kai Wang smiled. It's made of a particularly strong fabric, and ordinary attacks can be blocked directly. Thank you, King of the Realm. Sun Wukong quickly thanked him, and looked down at his chest. Great, the tortoise characters are still the same. I was worried that they would be as ugly as the clothes of the King of the Realm. Realm King, this kid really doesn't know what is good or bad. Chapter 28 Vegeta and Nappa come to Earth. Chapter 28 Vegeta and Nappa come to Earth. The tentacles of the King of the World moved slightly, and the word turtle behind Monkey King was changed to the word King of the World. Go back quickly. The King of the Realm urged, be careful, your enemy is much stronger than you imagined, so don't be careless. I understand, I will definitely work hard. Sun Wukong nodded solemnly. King Kai, thank you for your teaching. If I die, can I come here? Of course. The King of Kai smiled. I'm leaving. Sun Wukong waved his hand and immediately rose into the air. Snapped, Monkey King jumped onto the snake path in the sky and fell steadily. Sun Wukong looked into the distance. This snake road is so long that there is no end in sight. He is really a guy with unlimited potential, and his heart is as clear as a crystal. I didn't expect such a person to exist in the human world. The King of the World smiled. However, who is the Luo Tian he is talking about? It should also be a god. Could it be said that he is the god of the galaxy? Since the god of the galaxy came to me, he left without saying hello to me. It is really rude. The god of the galaxy mentioned by the King of the World. The status of the god is also extremely high. However, the god of the galaxy is lower than the King of the World. After all, the King of the Realm is the god in charge of the galaxy. The galaxy mentioned here actually refers to the Milky Way, and the Milky Way does not refer to the Milky Way of the Earth, but generally refers to all the Milky Ways. The entire universe is constructed of galaxies one by one. The god of the galaxy mentioned by King Kai is a god of the Milky Way. When I have a chance to meet that god named Luo Tian, I have to teach him well. The King of the Realm said with a smile. On the snake road, Monkey King is still running fast. The body is so light as a feather. Sun Wukong was excited, but now is not the time to be emotional. I have to go back quickly. Sun Wukong accelerated the speed of his flight. Earth, what? The Saiyans are coming tomorrow? Why so fast? Gohan also got the news from the god, and was startled at that time. Isn't it just over a month to a year? These two Saiyans came a month earlier than expected. By the way, where is Wukong? Gohan asked Yakaluabai, who came to pass the message. Wukong seems to have gone to practice with the King of the Realm, and it will take a long time to get back. Yaki Luobai replied, as for whether he can come back before the Saiyans come to Earth, I don't know. Maybe we will all die after he comes back. Gohan wiped his sweat. Can't you fat man say something nice? By the way, have you found the Dragon Ball? Gohan turned to ask Krillin, what? You didn't look for it, did you? Gohan was speechless. Teacher, we are very busy and have been working hard to cultivate. How can we find time to find Dragon Balls? Krillin quickly explained, Teacher, you watch those unhealthy programs at home all day. Why don't you go to Dragon Balls when you have time? What? Are you questioning being a teacher? Gohan adjusted his sunglasses. I'm just telling the truth. Krillin lowered his head and muttered in a low voice, stop talking nonsense, tell Tianjin Fan and them immediately. Gohan shouted angrily, if we get all the Dragon Balls earlier, it seems that we can ask Shenlong to let Monkey King come back to us immediately. Shall we go find it now? Kling asked. I'm afraid it's too late. Gohan sighed, Universal Capsule Group Headquarters. Bulma's home. By the way, did Klin and the others forget to look for the Dragon Ball? Bulma suddenly saw the Dragon Ball radar on the table. I guess so. Luo Tian nodded. When can Goku come back? Asked Bulma. At least one day. Luo Tian pondered. What? Does it take so long? Bulma was surprised. Don't worry, nothing will happen. Luo Tian smiled slightly. Really? Bulma was dubious. How could it be okay? That Raditz is so powerful. Are those two of his accomplices still against the sky? It's okay to kill a few people at worst. Luo Tian smiled at Bulma. At 11:43 a.m. the next day, Vegeta and Nappa's Spaceship plummeted from the sky. Boom, two spaceships drew two golden arcs in the air, and directly smashed into a town immediately, with the two spaceships as the center. Two large pits appeared on the scene. The residents of the city were stunned. What fell? Is it a meteorite? It feels like a round thing fell down. There's one over here too. Many people came to the edge of the pit and looked down. Crunch. The hatch of the spaceship opened, and Vegeta stepped out of it first. It's a person. Someone came out of it. Vegeta looked over with a smile. The next moment, Nappa also flew out of the spaceship and landed beside Vegeta. Who are they? What is it? Is it an alien? The onlookers were all amazed and talked about the origins of these two people. Is this the Earth? The environment is good. Vegeta looked around with an endless smile on his face. Is it interesting to say hello to these guys? Nappa smiled slightly, and raised his hand abruptly. Suddenly, a powerful energy burst out. Boom! The next moment, with Nappa as the center, all the surrounding buildings were immediately razed to the ground. The town just disappeared. My greeting seems to be too warm. Nappa smiled. You're going too far, Nappa. Vegeta snorted. If you destroy this planet too badly, you won't be able to sell it at a high price. It's okay. Don't worry, Vegeta. Nappa said with a smile. If we can find the bead that makes our wish come true, wouldn't it be fine? You're talking about Dragon Balls, right? Vegeta snorted. Let's find the guy who killed Raditz first, and ask about the whereabouts of Dragon Balls. Also, we must find the guy who can heal. Yes. Nappa nodded. If the Dragon Balls are nearby, our wish for eternal youth will be lost. Vegeta glared. It's all because of your rude greeting, you idiot. I'm sorry. I forgot about this. Nappa quickly apologized. First of all, find the person with the strongest fighting power. He should be the murderer who killed Raditz. Vegeta pressed the detector and began to detect the fighting power on the planet. Chapter 29. Leave it to Wukong and the others. Chapter 29. Leave it to Wukong and the others. Vegeta, it's really strange. There are more than one or two responses with combat power over 1000. How could this happen on this planet? Nappa also turned on the detector. After seeing the above value, he was a little surprised. Don't panic, they are not our opponents at all. We only look for the strongest fighters, and it will be much more convenient to find out the information. Vegeta smiled, turned his head to look in a certain direction. We found them. There are two strongest reactions in the same position. Okay, Nappa, let's go find them now and have fun. The two immediately flew towards the distance at high speed. The gravity of this planet is so small, our actions are really flexible. Nappa laughed. Vegeta and Nappa descended to the earth. The moment they appeared, Kellen, Tianjin Fan, Lepian, Piccolo and others immediately sensed their aura. Here they come. They plan to come to us. Piccolo clenched his fists, ready to fight. Yes. Sun Wuhan nodded solemnly. Universal Capsules Company headquarters. Bulma also guessed the truth of the matter through the TV news. Luo Tian, they are really here. Bulma quickly put on the detector. Aren't you going to support? This thing can detect their location. No. Luo Tian shook his head. Leave it to Wukong and the others. You have to trust their strength. Actually, I don't want you to die. Bulma nodded. What you said. I can kill them instantly when I go. Luo Tian smiled. Luo Tian, I admit that you are very powerful. Even Sun Wukong from a year ago is not your opponent, but they are Saiyans. Bulma said this, and after seeing the combat power value on the detector, his face changed again. Luo Tian, look at the combat power on the detector. The combat power of Klin and the others seems to have increased to about 1000. Luo Tian, however, those two Saiyans have higher fighting power. They are really two terrifying guys. Bulma said in a deep voice, I said that combat power doesn't mean anything. You see, my combat power is only 0. Didn't I still torture Wukong to find the southeast and northwest? Luo Tian replied. Bulma didn't want to talk anymore. By the way, Bulma, you should take the time to tidy up. Luo Tian mused. What are you packing? Bulma was stunned for a moment, then turned to look at Luo Tian. Maybe soon, we will leave the earth for a trip. You'd better be mentally prepared. Luo Tian smiled. Leave the earth? I really don't understand what you're talking about. Bulma was speechless. Forget it, now is not the time to talk about this. Why hasn't Wukong come back? The mountain where Piccolo and Son Gohan are. Piccolo had already taken off his weight suit. It's nothing to be afraid of, we are much, much stronger than a year ago. Piccolo said to Sun Wuhan. Yes. Sun Wuhan was a little nervous. There is something approaching over there. Piccolo suddenly became vigilant. There are also people coming over there. Is it a Saiyan? Didn't you say there are only 2 Saiyans? Son Gohan panicked. Shoo, at this moment, Kellen fell from the sky. Is it a Saiyan? Son Gohan was taken aback. Long time no see, Piccolo. Kellen smiled. So it's you. What are you doing here? Piccolo snorted. Do you want to come and challenge the Saiyans too? Yes, I have worked hard to cultivate. Kellen nodded. In other words, there are other idiots who will come here. Piccolo smiled lightly. Yes, everyone will come. I'm the closest to here, so I arrived first. Kellen smiled wryly. You call us idiots? Forget it, I may not be able to beat you, I still don't care about you. I remembered, you are from Gixianren. Sun Wuhan suddenly had a flash of inspiration in his mind, and said to Kellen, yeah, my name is Klin. Klin smiled. You look really strong, just like Wukong when he was young. Father often talks about you, saying that you were small but powerful. Sun Wuhan replied. It's shameful to say that I'm small. How tall does he think he is? Kellen snorted and replied with a dark face, can you fight with us? Son Gohan asked excitedly. Only me and Uncle Piccolo were fighting, and I suddenly felt that I had no idea. Now that the bald uncle is here, I feel much better, but you must have endured a lot of hardships while cultivating with people like Piccolo, right? Kellen asked. That being said, Wukong is really relieved to hand you over to Piccolo. Uncle Piccolo is a good man. Son Gohan replied seriously. Stop chatting, they're already here. Piccolo said coldly. Kellen and Sun Wuhan looked up, and suddenly found 2 people floating in the sky. Both had tails wrapped around their waists, and they were dressed similarly to Raditz. Above the sky. Vegeta and Nappa were also looking down at the 3 of Piccolo below. Haha, there is one more guy, a total of 3 people. Nappa smiled. Kakarot is not at the scene. I don't know what to do. They seem to have been prepared for a long time. Maybe that Kakarot will appear as the last killer. Vegeta chuckled. Let's go down. The 2 fell from the sky and landed on the opposite side of Piccolo and others. It seems that you can't wait any longer? Vegeta asked with a smile. That's right, that's right. Piccolo nodded and asked, before the battle, let me ask you, what is the purpose of coming to Earth? It's that voice. That's right. Vegeta smiled. You beat Raditz to death, right, sound? Piccolo froze for a moment. Didn't Raditz tell you? This thing can also be used as a communicator. Vegeta pointed to the detector he was wearing. Vegeta, that guy seems to be a Namek. Nappa turned to Vegeta. Maybe, no wonder Raditz was defeated by him. Vegeta nodded. It is impossible to defeat Raditz with the ability of people on Earth. Namek? Piccolo was slightly taken aback. Bic, you are an alien, no wonder. Kellen wiped his sweat. Really, Uncle Piccolo? Sun Wuhan was also knowledgeable. Bic, I understand. In addition to their strong combat power, the Namekians also have incredible magical powers. I heard that some people can use magic. Vegeta suddenly realized, so you made the Dragon Balls, right? Chapter 30. Even if the sky falls, I will protect you. Chapter 30. Even if the sky falls, I will protect you. What? Does this guy even know about Dragon Ball? Kellen was surprised. Finding the Dragon Ball is our most important goal, so leave it to us. Nappa smiled. The Namek is nothing. It's nothing more than a fly to us. Anyway, I would like to thank you all. I finally figured out my identity. Piccolo smiled lightly. Unfortunately, I didn't make the Dragon Balls. I only know how to fight. If it's a fly, just try it. With that said, Piccolo was already ready for battle. Temple a god, I didn't expect you to be an alien. Mr. Bobo said. No wonder I look different from others. Tianshan smiled. I made the Dragon Ball a long time ago. At that time, I had a very strange feeling, as if I had seen it somewhere. Maybe someone on Namek made the Dragon Ball or something. The memory of my ancestors is still in my mind. Universal Capsule Group Headquarters. Bulma's home, Luo Tian. Are those 2 Saiyans heading towards the position of Piccolo and Gohan? Bulma saw the position above through the detector. Huh? A person with a combat power of 981 also passed by. Who could it be? It can't be Krillin, right, Bulma? Don't panic. Luo Tian was basking in the sun on the deck chair in the yard. Didn't I say that even if the sky falls, I can protect your safety. Bulma was speechless. When is this? Are you still bragging? You are very powerful, but why don't you fight? Forget it. You better not go. If you die in battle, I will be very sad. On the ground, hurry up and tell us the whereabouts of Dragon Ball. Do you want us to force you to tell it? Vegeta said lightly, not paying attention to the three people in front of him at all. Of the fighting power is 981, 1220, 1083, you three idiots. With this little fighting power, do you still want to compete with us? Nappa smiled contemptuously, and already detected the fighting power of these three people through the detector. Nappa, take off the detector. Vegeta said, taking off the detector first, why? Nappa was stunned. The combat effectiveness of these guys will continue to improve as the battle changes. The numbers above are completely unreliable. Just the change in the value of the detector may affect the judgment during the battle. Vegeta explained. You're right. Nappa nodded, and took off the detector. That coward Raditz believed the number of the detector, so he was paralyzed and defeated. Coward? Raditz? Piccolo wiped his sweat. Raditz was defeated by Is Wukong with great difficulty. Kellen said in a deep voice, Bick, coward, ha ha ha. Kellen laughed dryly, feeling that he was not well. By the way, I would like to ask you one more thing. Where is the guy who treated Kakarot? Didn't he come? Could it be you with a bald head? Vegeta looked at Klin. It's not me. I don't know how to heal at all. Kellen quickly denied it. Who is that? Vegeta smiled. I heard the communication log on the detector say, that person seems to be called Luo Tian, am I right? Krillin was silent. Tell me, where is he? Vegeta asked. Krillin didn't speak. I will not tell you, although I am afraid of death, but I will not betray my friends. To be precise, it should be Bulma's prospective boyfriend. If I tell, Bulma will kill me. In a sense, Bulma is much more terrifying than these two Saiyans. Well, I knew you wouldn't say anything. Vegeta snorted coldly. If that's the case, let's show you how powerful we are. Nappa, do you still have the seeds of cultivators? Plant them all for me, there are still 6 seeds. Nappa nodded. You really know how to play, Vegeta, cultivator? What is that? Sun Wuhan and Kellen both looked confused. Nappa casually took out a small bottle from behind, snapped. Nappa poked 6 holes in the ground with his fingers, poured the seeds inside, and poured a special liquid, kakaka. Suddenly, the soil on the ground loosened, and 6 green aliens emerged from it. Very well, your target is those 3 people, teach them a lesson. Vegeta ordered, crack. Crack. At this moment, Tanjin rice, dumplings and Leping fell from the sky and landed beside Kellen and others. Sorry, we're late. Leping smiled. Leping, you're here too. Kellen said excitedly, humph, here are some trash again. Vegeta smiled. Why come here to die? Nappa smiled contemptuously. Hee hee, exactly 6 people. Interesting. It's equal to the number of cultivators. Vegeta suddenly became interested. It's really great, 6 of you are playing against our minions, how about it? Let's play a game together. What game are you doing? You bastards, stop playing around in circles, and play the real thing. Piccolo shouted angrily. Don't get angry, isn't it good? Just wait for Wukong to rush over. Kellen quickly persuaded, okay, I'll go on stage first, so that you can see the results of my cultivation during this period of time. Tianjin Fan said, and immediately stepped forward. If he knows how powerful the cultivator is, he will definitely be scared out of his wits. Nappa laughed. Vegeta didn't smile, feeling that the 3-eyed man seemed quite powerful. The cultivator may not be his opponent, then start with this guy. Remember, give me a good fight. Don't underestimate the enemy. Vegeta ordered. A cultivator who was ranked first stepped forward immediately. A fierce battle broke out between the cultivator and Tianjin Fan. I saw Tianjin Fan slapped it with a palm, and immediately sent the cultivator flying upside down. After the cultivator landed, his head was split in 2, and a cloud of corrosive liquid was sprayed out. Tianjin Fan dodged quickly. Boom. Tianjin Fan took the initiative to attack and hit the cultivator's head hard with his elbow. The cultivator let out a wail and fell to the ground on the spot. Nappa was stunned. What are you doing? Why is this guy so careless? That's a cultivator. The strength has caught up with Raditz. Great, Tianjin Fan. Kellen cheered for Tianjin Fan. Chapter 31 Vegeta, this time you underestimated the enemy. Chapter 31 Vegeta, this time you underestimated the enemy. Brother Tian is great. Dumpling shouted, haha, It's just as I expected, it's getting more and more interesting. Vegeta smiled at ouch. The cultivator gritted his teeth, feeling that it was even more difficult to stand up. Tianjin fans silently looked at the cultivator. Bastard. That's impossible. The cultivator's combat power is 1200, and his energy can be compared with that of Raditz. Nappa said in disbelief, maybe the fighting power of the three-eyed man has surpassed that of the cultivator. Vegeta smiled, but how is it possible? Nappa didn't believe it. He's just an earthling. Vegeta, didn't you just say that? It's impossible for an earthling to surpass Raditz.0? Did I say that? Vegeta glanced at Nappa. Nappa was startled, and hurriedly shook his head vigorously. That's what I said. I misremembered, I'm really sorry. Nappa changed his words. Vegeta, stop talking, Nappa, obviously you said it, you don't admit it now, snapped. At this time, the cultivator who was knocked down by Tianjin fan finally stood up from the ground. Brother Tian. That guy is up again. Jiaozi exclaimed. Boom, at this moment, I saw Vegeta suddenly put his index finger and middle finger together, and pointed at the cultivator. With a muffled sound, the cultivator was torn apart on the spot, and his body was completely broken. Piccolo and the others present were stunned. What a vicious guy. Kellen couldn't help trembling. Cold sweat also broke out on Piccolo's face. That Saiyan smashed that monster to pieces in an instant. It was a terrifying destructive force. Nappa was also a little confused. Vegeta, what are you doing? Nappa asked, keeping him is just a waste of time, he won't win. Vegeta said lightly, the cultivator underestimated the enemy from the beginning. I said that I would fight with all my strength, but he ignored my words. The other cultivators were trembling with fright, and they didn't dare to be careless anymore. Who's next? Vegeta asked. We must defeat them this time. Don't embarrass us, do you hear me? Nappa ordered. One of the cultivators stood up. Okay, let me do it this time. Kellen also stepped forward. Let me do it, the game should be over. Leping smiled, stopped Kellen, and stood up first. Leping, let me go. Kellen greeted. Kellen, you have already died once, and if you encounter misfortune, you will not be able to be resurrected. Leping smiled, I'll come. Kellen thought about it carefully, and it was true. You come and you come anyway. If you die, you can still find a way to bring you back to life. Leping and the cultivator stood opposite each other. The next moment, Leping and the cultivator flickered, and suddenly disappeared. Bang bang bang, both of them are moving at high speed and launching fierce attacks on each other. It's gone. Son Gohan exclaimed, stupid, the two of them are moving at high speed. You should sense their breath. Everyone can see it except you. Piccolo instructed. Son Wuhan suddenly realized. Soon, Leping and the cultivator fought from the ground to the air. Boom, a powerful qigong wave suddenly condensed from Leping's hands, and it hit the cultivator. At that time, the cultivator was hit on the ground by a powerful qigong wave, and white smoke came out of his body. It's over again. Nappa was speechless. When did the cultivators become so careless? Snapped. Leping landed on the edge of the small pit where the cultivator was. Looking at the cultivator who fell on the ground and seemed to have lost his combat effectiveness, he couldn't help but smile slightly. These monsters are not as powerful as you imagined. Come with the remaining 4, and I can clean them all up alone. Humph, you underestimated the enemy this time. Vegeta smiled. What? Leping froze for a moment. The cultivator who fell on the ground just now jumped up suddenly and hugged Leping tightly. Hey! An endless smile appeared on the face of the cultivator. Leping's face was full of despair. Boom! The cultivator boosted up the energy on his body and blew himself up on the spot. With a bang, after the smoke dissipated, Leping fell to the ground. Piccolo and the others were taken aback. Humph! The guy who doesn't know the depth. Vegeta smiled. It's amazing. It will trigger a self-explosion. Piccolo's face changed color slightly. Leping. Kellen quickly rushed towards Leping. Kellen. I can't do it. I was careless. Leping looked at Kellen and said weakly. Leping. You don't need to say anything. I'll call Luo Tian to treat you. Kellen said quickly. Leping grabbed Kellen's hand and shook his head vigorously. What's wrong with you? I know you like Bulma, but it doesn't prevent him from helping you treat him. Kellen was speechless. When is this all? Do you still care about these things? Leping. Do I care about those things? I mean, too late. He would have appeared long ago. Tell Bulma. I. Leping said intermittently. It's just that before Leping finished speaking, his head tilted and he died. You want to say that you like Miss Bulma, right? Kellen sighed, lowered his head, and burst into tears. Leping still had a sliver of consciousness. Leping, I want to tell Bulma, I wish her happiness, your pig teammate. I can resurrect. It's not impossible to resurrect. Why do I say that kind of thing? Clint, you bastard. How did your brain grow? However, when Leping came back to his senses, he found that he had turned into a soul body and appeared in the underworld. I'm still dead, Leping sighed. Leping must have had an ominous premonition. That's why he went for me. Kellen gritted his teeth. I was the one who should have died. Damn it, it's too disgraceful that such a powerful cultivator just played a tie. Nappa was still aggrieved. The strength of these cultivators is comparable to that of Raditz. You are content, damn it. I will never forgive you. Kellen's forehead rose slightly, and endless anger was written on his face. Everyone stay away. I want them to see the results of my cultivation. Bulma's home, someone is dead. Bulma's face changed slightly. The IT seems to be Leping. Luo Tian pondered, how do you know? Bulma froze for a moment, then turned to look at Luo Tian. Chapter 32 The Mighty Nappa. Chapter 32 The Mighty Nappa. I can sense it. Luo Tian smiled. Bulma was speechless. Fortunately, it was Leping who died. If it was Kellen, then there is no way to revive him. Bulma breathed a sigh of relief. Leping has been secretly in love with you, don't you know? Luo Tian asked with a smile. I don't know. I don't want to know. Bulma shouted angrily. I've always been in love with you, you know, thinking about it makes me angry. You don't know everything, do you? I really want to go to the scene to see it. This detector can only detect their combat effectiveness, but I don't know what happened on the scene. Bulma gritted her teeth and said, but if you go to the scene to see it, it feels too dangerous. It's easy to say, let's watch the projection. Luo Tian said. A scepter suddenly appeared in his hand. It snapped, a flame of light flickered from the crystal ball above the scepter, and it shot out of thin air. Immediately, the flame was like a light and shadow projected by a projector, forming a holographic image near Bulma. Among the projections are Vegeta, Krillin, and others of this. Bulma's beautiful eyes widened, revealing a look of disbelief. Oh, Kellen is going to make a big move. Luo Tian said with a smile. Bulma was completely stunned. It wasn't that Kellen was stunned by his big move, but he looked at Luo Tian without blinking. Hey, Luo Tian, how did you do it? Bulma asked quickly. It's very simple, you can do it if you want. Luo Tian smiled. It's not bad, it's almost the same as going to the scene to see the effect. Who are you? Bulma was already convinced that Luo Tian was definitely not an ordinary person. I said I am a god, do you believe it? Luo Tian smiled slightly. A god? Bulma wiped his sweat. The appearance of a god suddenly appeared in Bulma's mind. It was difficult for Bulma to connect Luo Tian with the gods. Bulma felt that God was so weak. At this moment, Bulma saw a powerful golden flame suddenly emerge from Kling's hand. That's right, Kling is going to make a bigger move. Call out. A powerful golden flame bombarded Vegeta and Nappa's position. Jumplings, run. Tianjin Fan flew up quickly. This thing looks kind of scary. Without the slightest hesitation, Dumpling immediately flew into the sky. The energy is great, but the speed is rubbish, but it's better to avoid it. Piccolo said to Sun Wuhan. Sun Wuhan ran to avoid it. Those cultivators even fled in all directions. Hey, Krillin controlled the Qigong wave, causing the Qigong wave to suddenly rush into the sky when it approached Vegeta and Nappa. Call out. The Qigong wave descended from the sky and turned into 6 flames in the air, hitting Vegeta and others present respectively. Both Vegeta and Nappa looked over silently. That's it. Boom. There was a burst of roar at the scene, raising a large cloud of dust. Ho-hoo. Kellen panted heavily. The move just now cost him a lot of energy. It's amazing, Uncle Bald. Sun Wuhan said excitedly. Just after Sun Wuhan finished speaking, a cultivator flew out of the dust and rushed towards the direction where Sun Wuhan was. Sun Wuhan was frightened. Snapped. Just when the cultivator was about to attack Gohan, he was directly grabbed by the arm by a big hand. Dare to die. Piccolo said coldly. Boom. Piccolo punched the cultivator in the chest. Immediately afterwards, Piccolo threw the cultivator into the air, and a flame of light shot out from his mouth. Shoo! Suddenly, the cultivator turned into dregs in the air and disappeared. Kellen and Tianjin Fan present were stunned. We can't compare to him, this guy is too powerful. Kellen was also speechless for a while. As expected of Piccolo. Whenever you find the enemy, you can kill them quickly. Tianjin Fan laughed. Thank you, Uncle Piccolo. Son Gohan thanked him. Don't thank me specifically, I'm just doing warm-up exercises before the battle. Piccolo smiled. Do you think those 2 Saiyans are dead? You're so naive. After the voice fell, Vegeta and Nappa gradually appeared in the dust. It seems that you, Namek, can't wait any longer. Vegeta's voice came from inside. The next moment, Vegeta and Nappa came out from inside. Sun Wuhan was shocked. Kellen was so frightened that cold sweat broke out on his face. Tianjin Fan's complexion changed again and again. Dumplings were pale. As you hoped, the game is over. Vegeta smiled. The real battle is about to begin. Bulma's home. These two guys are so powerful. Bulma's eyes widened in surprise. That was Kling's full blow just now, right? The two of them didn't get hurt at all, yes. Luo Tian nodded. Goku hasn't returned yet? Bulma asked. It's still early. Luo Tian smiled. By the way, how did you achieve this projection? Bulma looked at the holographic projection curiously. Well, it's too much effort to explain, you have to think about it slowly. Luo Tian said with a smile. Bulma, battle scene, let me do it, and wipe out all 5 of these guys in an instant. Nappa smiled slightly. Whatever you want. Vegeta didn't object. Hey, just let me have fun with you guys. Nappa smiled, and the energy on his body also surged out quickly. The ground trembled violently. Brother Tian, my special ability is useless to him. Jiaozi exclaimed. Just now, Jiaozi targeted Nappa with a supernatural power, trying to make him have a stomachache. Scary guy. Kellen's whole body was trembling. Sun Wuhan turned pale with fright. Piccolo's face was extremely ugly. I really underestimated these two Saiyans. Who dares to come and die? Nappa shouted to Piccolo, and the others were completely taken aback. The energy of Nappa is simply too powerful. Since you don't come here, then I'll go look for you. Nappa sneered, turned into a golden light, and charged towards the side. In just a split second, Nappa appeared directly opposite Tianjin Fan. Tianjin Fan turned pale with shock, and hastily and subconsciously resisted the opponent's attack. Snapped. The next moment, I saw that Tianjin Fan's arm seemed to be paper, and was knocked off by Nappa in an instant. What? Tianjin Fan screamed in pain. Brother Tian. Dumpling was shocked. Chapter 33. Goodbye, Brother Tian. Chapter 33. Goodbye, Brother Tian. Fragile guy. Vegeta smiled lightly. This is the first one. Prepare to die. Nappa said, and was about to punch Tianjin Fan to death. Tianjin Fan gritted his teeth, resisted the severe pain in his arm, and suddenly rushed into the sky. You bastard. I can't spare you. Tianjin Fan was furious, and at the same time as he said this, he was about to attack Nappa below. Nappa smiled lightly. Nappa soared into the sky, appeared directly in front of Tianjin Fan, and kicked Tianjin Fan's body. Tianjin Fan fell from the sky, gritted his teeth, and stubbornly wanted to stand up. Brother Tian. Dumpling's expression changed again and again. What a tenacious guy, he hasn't died yet. Nappa smiled. Son Gohan trembled with fright. It's terrible. Is this the Saiyan? I feel like I'm going to be beaten to death by them today. This guy. Why is his energy so huge? Piccolo said in a deep voice, this bastard. Kellen gritted his teeth and rushed forward, intending to help. Leave him alone, he's already dying, Piccolo said. Get out of the way. Kellen ignored Libike and continued to fly towards Tianjin Fan. You meddlesome guy. Nappa snorted coldly, and with a wave of his hand, a huge mass of energy rushed down. Boom. There was a big hole in Klin's position immediately. A big black hole. Krillin paled with fright. It was almost wiped out by this energy. What a horrible guy. Where are the dumplings? Kellen suddenly thought of something, and hurriedly looked for the figure of the dumplings. I remember that the dumpling was around here just now, so they won't be killed, right? Hey, Nappa, be careful behind you. Vegeta said suddenly. Nappa was taken aback. Snapped. Just at this moment, the dumpling suddenly fell on Nappa's back. Dumplings. Kling exclaimed. Tianjin Fan's expression turned extremely ugly. This little thing, what do you want to do? Come down quickly. Nappa reached his back to grab the dumplings. It's just that Jiaozi's body is relatively small, so Nappa couldn't catch him for a while. Dumplings. What do you want to do? Get out of here quickly. Tianjin Fan shouted. Goodbye, Brother Tian, don't die. Dumplings smiled slightly. Dumplings. Could it be? Do you want to? Tianjin Fan trembled all over. Don't do this, stop now. Tears rolled down the corners of Dumpling's eyes. Boom, extremely powerful energy suddenly burst out from Jiaozi's body. The dumplings blew up. Dumpling exploded? Bulma's face turned pale. Luo Tian didn't speak. Jiaozi seems to have died once. This time even Shenlong couldn't revive him, right? Bulma said to Luo Tian. Don't worry, since Piccolo is from Namek, it means that there are more advanced Dragon Balls on Namek. Luo Tian said, find a way to get to Namek, gather 7 Dragon Balls, and you can revive Dumpling Namek? Bulma was taken aback. Why do I suddenly feel like you've settled everything? Did you still tell me to prepare to leave the earth? Bulma silently looked at Luo Tian. Look at me. Luo Tian sighed, actually, I can also bring people back from the dead. But, if I do everything, they will have a lot of dependence, and because of this, they will lose the mentality of continuing to practice and work hard. This is not good, not good. Can you bring dumplings back to life? Bulma was stunned, yes. Luo Tian nodded, you don't look like a dragon at all. Bulma wiped his sweat, this little guy died with the enemy, so brave. Piccolo smiled however, as soon as Piccolo's voice fell, Nappa's figure appeared in the sky. Heh, it's a waste of effort. Nappa chuckled, you don't understand our scary things at all. Piccolo and the others looked stunned. The dumplings blew up, this guy is not dead yet. Moreover, Jiaozi's self-destruction did not seem to have caused him any harm. Wait until I kill that 3-eyed kid, and then I'll deal with you. Nappa smiled, humph, I can kill you all with ease, he's actually safe and sound. Kellen trembled with fright. Jiaozi was saved by Dragon Ball once, and can't be revived again. Tianjin Fan clenched his fists, furious, hey, I'll let you go to another world to meet that kid right away, you should thank me well. Nappa said to Tianjin Fan in the air. I can't spare you. Tianjin Fan gritted his teeth, listen, there is a loophole in his attack. Piccolo said to Kling, wait for the opportunity later, we just need to do this. Piccolo told Krillin and Son Gohan about his plan. What a brilliant strategy, I wish you success in the battle. Vegeta smiled a bit, isn't it good to stand by and watch? You will miss the opportunity. Vegeta smiled at him, you can just laugh there and have your fill, and when Monkey King comes back, you will cry. Piccolo said coldly. Oh? Who is Son Wukong? Does he have any special abilities? Vegeta smiled slightly. Call out, here. Nappa launched an attack in the direction of Tianjin Fan again. Just when Nappa was approaching Tianjin Fan, Piccolo quickly appeared behind Nappa, and punched Nappa hard in the face. Ouch. Nappa was caught off guard and flew upside down. Kellen kicked quickly. Nappa fell from the sky. Gohan, it's your turn. Krillin shouted, attack. Piccolo shouted, Son Gohan, ah, wow. Son Wuhan trembled with fright. It's terrible, Gohan. Piccolo shouted again, Krillin, you little idiot. Piccolo yelled angrily. It's too late, let's attack. Kellen said. Call out. Both of them unleashed big moves on Nappa. Shoo. At this critical moment, Nappa quickly adjusted his body to avoid the attack. He dodged it. I missed the opportunity. Kellen was annoyed for a while. Damn it. Piccolo gritted his teeth. Nappa wiped the blood off his face, and looked at Piccolo and Klin angrily. You two did a good job. Do you have to go to die out of order? Nappa said coldly. Jiaozi, I want to avenge you. You wait for me, I will never let you alone in that world. Tianjin Fan had already made up his mind, and the Qigong cannon in his hand condensed. Chapter 34 Vegeta, a few questions for you. Chapter 34 Vegeta, a few questions for you. Qigong cannon. Tianjin Fan waved his big hand upwards, the Qigong cannon aimed at Nappa's body, and smashed towards him. Wow, Nappa was swallowed by the Qigong cannon at that time. However, there was nothing wrong with Nappa, and he was still safe and sound. All hopes of Tianjin Fan are lost. Damn. Tianjin Fan coughed up blood, fell limply to the ground, and died. Idiot, exhausted the last bit of strength, and died for nothing. Vegeta sneered. Wukong. Come on. Krillin shouted, hey. Nappa chuckled. This 3-eyed guy didn't need me to do anything, he died by himself. Could it be? Are you immortal? Piccolo was so frightened that his whole body broke out in cold sweat. Kellen couldn't stop trembling. Son Wuhan's face was pale and pale. Wukong. Kellen called Monkey King's name again. Why don't you come? If you don't come again, we will all hang up. Wukong? Who is it? Vegeta was stunned, and couldn't help muttering, why is this bald man always calling Wukong? Another one died, this time it's up to the 3 of you. Nappa said with a smile, give the Namek a sigh of relief, they'll have to ask about the whereabouts of Dragon Ball later. You're lucky, Piccolo, he thinks you're the only one who knows about Dragon Ball. Krillin said with a wry smile, the result is the same, his purpose is to kill us all. Piccolo replied lightly. We have now become partners of the same destiny. I didn't expect to reach this point. Kellen sighed, are you confident to win? No. Piccolo answered simply, Krillin, you are so special, you can give me some comfort, your answer is too literal, right? I didn't expect this monster to be so powerful. The Saiyan who came before was much more terrifying. Piccolo smiled lightly. Temple, Wukong hasn't come back yet. The god of heaven turned pale, still can't feel Wukong's breath? Mr. Bobo asked, hurry up, Wukong. I'm going to die if I don't come back. The god said in a deep voice, Pico is about to be killed. God, why don't you let Luo Tian pick up Wukong? Can't Luo Tian send Wukong to the king of the realm? Then he can definitely be brought back. Mr. Bobo suggested. That's impossible. If Luo Tian could do it, it wouldn't be such a trouble. Tianchen shook his head. Perhaps there is a reason why Luo Tian couldn't do it. Mr. Bobo said nothing. Battle scene. Let's fight on the ground, it's more suitable for us. Piccolo said to Clint. Clint nodded slightly. The two fell from the sky and landed on the ground. Oof, it's the same everywhere, you two are just dying. Nappa smiled contemptuously, swooped down from the sky, and rushed towards the direction where Clint and Piccolo were a father. Sun Wuhan covered his eyes in fright. He's coming. Kellen felt endless despair. Piccolo clenched his fists even more, feeling helpless. Nappa. Wait a minute, just when Nappa was about to kill the three of them here, Vegeta suddenly yelled loudly and Nappa came to a sudden stop in the air. Both Piccolo and Krillin were slightly taken aback, and turned to look at Vegeta. What is this guy going to do, Vegeta? Why stop me? Nappa asked with a confused expression. Don't worry, I have something to ask them. Vegeta smiled. What? Nappa was speechless. Just for this, is the Son Goku you're talking about Kakarot? Vegeta asked with a smile. Am I right? Yes, so what? Clint nodded. What? What time is this? Why hasn't he come yet? Where are Kakarot and that guy named Luo Tian? Why haven't they come here yet? Vegeta asked with a smile. Or, he wants to sneak attack us from a distance? You should be very clear that even a sneak attack is of no use to us. Vegeta was indeed curious. Isn't Kakarot still alive? Why hasn't it appeared yet? That little guy is his son, right? If he didn't show up again, he would probably be beaten to death by Nappa. Sneak attack, it doesn't feel right. So the savior you were counting on is Kakarot. Vegeta smiled softly. What's the use of coming if someone who can't even beat Raditz? He is different from before. He has become extremely powerful. Kellen said hastily, you guys can't beat Sun Wukong. Piccolo gritted his teeth. Ha ha ha, why didn't he come? It's because he was afraid and ran away. Nappa asked with a smile. Yes. Dad will definitely come, he will come to clean up you. Sun Wuhan shouted. It seems that you trust him very much. Vegeta smiled. Interesting. Well, let's wait until he comes here. What? Are you kidding me? That fellow Kakarot won't come. Stop doing stupid things, and get rid of them quickly. Nappa shouted. Just wait for 3 hours, don't wait for the time. Vegeta stretched out 3 fingers. 3 hours. Nappa became anxious, and shouted, what are we going to do in 3 hours? We have been sleeping until today, and our bodies are itching. Waiting is meaningless. It's so stupid, I want to kill them, as Nappa said. He swooped down from the air and was about to kill Piccolo and the other 3. Nappa. You're disobedient again. Vegeta said, and Nappa seemed to realize something suddenly, and hurriedly slammed on the brakes again in the air. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't control myself. Nappa quickly apologized. Okay, that's it, I extended your life, you should thank me. Vegeta smiled. Luo Tian, this little man is really not easy, that big man Nappa actually listens to him. Bulma was very surprised. The little man's name is Vegeta, he is the prince of the Saiyans, and he is known as the elite fighter of the Saiyans. Luo Tian explained. He's a prince, not good looking. Bulma looked at it silently, then shook his head slightly. Will Wukong come back within 3 hours? Almost. Luo Tian pondered. I don't know if Goku can defeat this Saiyan prince. Bulma was uncertain. Maybe he can't even beat that big man. I'll know when Wukong comes back. Luo Tian smiled. The author says those who say I copied the original work. Tomorrow, probably the day after tomorrow, we'll probably be able to make some slight changes. The general direction of the book will still follow the original work. Of course, there will be changes. The main reason is that the protagonist is too strong now, and these people are not enough for him to fight. Chapter 35 Saiyan Traitor. Chapter 35 Saiyan Traitor. Battle scene and the two sides stopped fighting for the time being, waiting for the arrival of Monkey King. I'm sorry, because I was scared, no. Son Gohan said with an apologetic and terrified expression. What's the use of a coward like you? You have failed my expectations of you. Piccolo snorted, forget it, this is also his first time fighting. Kellen persuaded. Piccolo silently glanced at Vegeta in the distance. The big man was already terrifying, but that little Vegeta is stronger than him. What should I do? Even if Monkey King came, I am afraid it would be difficult to defeat them. I said. Vegeta, why are we waiting for Kakarot? Nappa asked, puzzled. The reason is very simple, he is a traitor of the Saiyans. Vegeta picked up the detector, put it on the eyes again, and continued, we must punish the traitor, and kill his son and his companions in front of him. Then we will slowly clean him up and let him struggle in pain. It takes another 3 or 4 hours to open a Hell exhibition today. So that's how it is. That's great, Vegeta. Nappa suddenly realized. If he can come within 3 hours, do as I said just now. Vegeta smiled. Kakarot is handed over to you, and I will deal with the other 3 with my own hands. Nappa said with some expectation. It's up to you, but you must let the Namex spit out the Dragon Ball. Vegeta said, okay. Nappa nodded. It would be great if Kakarot could come also. The healer named Luo Tian should be hidden. When we exterminate all human beings, we have to find a way to find him. Vegeta pondered, wouldn't it be good for us to let him serve us? Yes. Nappa nodded, remember what I said. Vegeta urged again, I have already told you the purpose of our coming here, I hope I won't repeat it again. Far away, why didn't Wukong come? Where did he go to practice? Kellen scratched his head, how did I hear that Luo Tian took him to practice? Now I can't contact him at all. A father doesn't know when he will be back. Son Wuhan curled his lips. Let's run away quickly. Since we can't win, there's no need to try our best here. Kellen suggested, you idiot, their goal is to destroy all human beings, even if they run away, it's useless. Piccolo snorted coldly. Wukong. Please. Come here quickly, let them see how powerful you are. Kellen gritted his teeth, why didn't the treatment come? Is it because of fear? Piccolo asked suddenly, you mean Luo Tian? Kellen was stunned for a moment and replied, Is there any other treatment besides him? Piccolo replied lightly at this, Luo Tian doesn't know how to fight, right? Wasn't he killed by them immediately when he came here? Let's forget it. Kellen shook his head, besides, even if we can save us at this time, we are still no match for the two of them. 3 hours passed quickly. Monkey King is still flying fast along the snake path. However, the snake road is still boundless, with no end in sight. Damn it. I've been flying for so long, why haven't I reached the starting point? Monkey King was really speechless. Son Wukong suddenly remembered that Luo Tian took him to the planet of the king of the realm in the blink of an eye. Why have I been flying for so long? Luo Tian's speed is so fast, Son Wukong couldn't even imagine it. Just horrible. Partners, you must persevere. Son Wukong was anxious. It's time, there's no need to wait any longer. Vegeta said lightly, that coward Kakarot won't come. My father is not a coward. Son Gohan shouted loudly, why hasn't Wukong come back yet? Kellen's face changed color. Okay, let me clean them up slowly. Unfortunately, that guy Kakarot is not here. Nappa clenched his fist. I'm going to die. Damn, I don't have a girlfriend yet. Kellen wanted to cry out. We have only a glimmer of hope to win, if we can succeed. Piccolo said suddenly. Clint froze. Son Wuhan also looked at Piccolo first. Krillin attracted his attention, and then I took the opportunity to grab his tail. Piccolo said, the tail is his weakness. When he was unable to struggle, Gohan immediately gave him a heavy blow with all his strength. Yes. Yes. Son Wuhan nodded vigorously, I won't run away this time, please rest assured. Having said that, Son Gohan was still sweating coldly from fear. Of course, the fate of the earth is in your hands. Piccolo said, Gohan, as long as you have confidence, your energy is more powerful than mine. Son Gohan felt his heart beating faster. So nervous. Are you ready to die? Nappa smiled. Wukong still hasn't rushed back after all, the 3 of them won't be killed, right? Bulma's face turned pale, and the sweat dripped from her face. Oh, it seems that Wukong is back. Luo Tian said with a smile, back? Where is it? Bulma was stunned. God should pick him up. Luo Tian said, Hell Wukong. Hurry up. Catch me. The god greeted, Please, God. Sun Wukong said hastily. Yin Moang was stunned. Who is this kid? Where did it come from? To me, he seems to have gone to King Kai. The question is, how did he get to King Kai? The god of heaven took Monkey King and appeared on the temple of the earth in a flash. Okay, I'll go first. Monkey King waved his hand at the god. It's all up to you. The god said, Come on, Wukong. Mr. Bobo said. Call out. Monkey King quickly jumped off the temple. Everyone, Gohan, you must take care. Sun Wukong said. When Sun Wukong passed through Jialan Tower. Wukong, these are the last 2 celestial beings, go on. Immortal Jialan casually threw the 2 celestial beings to Monkey King. Sun Wukong immediately ate a pill and restored his physical strength to its peak state. Somersault cloud. Monkey King stepped on the golden cloud. Call out. Carrying Sun Wukong on the somersault cloud, it flew quickly towards the direction where Piccolo and the others were. Wow. Kellen yelled and rushed towards Nappa's place. What are you doing? You actually want to take the initiative to attack me? Nappa was deeply surprised. Is this little bald head going to take the initiative to die? Chapter 36. Is Wukong back? Chapter 36. Is Wukong back? It seems to be a trap? Vegeta smiled a while. When Kellen was approaching Nappa, he suddenly released powerful energy from his hands and hit the ground directly. Immediately afterwards, Kellen soared into the sky. Nappa looked up in a daze, looking up at Kellen in the sky. A little bald head. What do you want to do? Are you attacking me? The opportunity is here. Piccolo quickly appeared behind Nappa and grabbed his tail. Nappa was stunned. Gohan, quick! Piccolo yelled. Wow! Sun Wuhan gritted his teeth, stepped forward, and was about to attack Nappa's great. It's a success. Kellen said excitedly, You idiot. Nappa sneered and bumped his elbow directly on Piccolo's head. Big. What's the situation? Didn't this guy have his tail pinched by me? Why does he still have so much strength? I feel my head is so dizzy. Sun Wuhan, who was about to launch an attack on Nappa, slammed on the brakes and turned pale with fright. Kellen was also stunned. What's going on? Piccolo felt his body was a little tired. Hey, don't die. You haven't told the whereabouts of the Dragon Ball yet. Nappa grabbed Piccolo's clothes. What happened? Kellen also looked confused. Ha, you miscalculated. Vegeta laughed. Do you naively think that we will let our weaknesses go? He. The most powerful guy on this planet is also vulnerable. Nappa smiled contemptuously and let go of his hand a little. Snapped. Piccolo fell to the ground. Already fainted. This time it's over. Kellen was shaking with fright, with endless despair written on his face. Let this guy sleep for a while. I'll have fun with this little guy. Nappa smiled lightly and looked at Son Gohan opposite with interest. Let's start with Kakaroto's son. Hey, you also have Saiyan blood flowing on your body. I liked you very much. But your father is too ruthless. Even though his own child was killed, he didn't hurry over here. Boom, as Nappa said. He kicked Sun Wukong fiercely. Sun Wukong flew to a higher level. Boom, Nappa slapped him with a backhand, and directly sent Sun Wukong flying. Sun Wukong's body hit the stone mountain in the distance heavily, and fell down from the mountain again. Clint was shocked. Hey, stand up quickly. Let's have fun. Nappa smiled. Damn it. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and got up from the ground. That's right, it's interesting that way. Nappa laughed wildly, and rushed in the direction of Sun Wukong. Boom. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Kellen kicked Nappa in the face. Immediately afterwards, Kellen flew up and punched Nappa in the chest. Nappa flew backwards. Kellen quickly caught up and was about to make up for it. However, Nappa reacted very quickly, and immediately adjusted his body shape, ready to fight back. Kellen was startled, and retreated quickly, rolling a few somersaults in the air, already a distance away from Nabala. What a quick move. Vegeta smiled. You bald donkey, watch how I deal with you. Nappa was furious. This bald boy is too hated. I'll kill him first. As he said that, Nappa rushed towards Kellen's direction quickly. Chi-Yuan slash. As soon as Kellen raised his hand, a round cake-shaped energy emerged. The round cake spun rapidly and let out a strange cry. Hey, Kellen suddenly threw Chi-Yuan John in the direction of Nappa. Small tricks. Nappa smiled lightly, and planned to use his body to bear it. Just such a small thing. It seems that there is nothing to be afraid of. Nappa, get out of here. Vegeta shouted and Nappa was taken aback, and hurriedly dodged. Shoot. Chi-Yuan John quickly appeared behind Nappa, splitting a big mountain in half at once. You idiot. Can't you even see how powerful this move is? Vegeta was really speechless. Oops. Kellen lost all hope, almost wiped out this guy. That Saiyan named Vegeta is really troublesome, damn it, I'm going to kill you. Nappa felt lingering fear, and immediately flew into a rage. A ball of light appeared in his hand, and smashed directly at Kellen. Kellen almost didn't hesitate, and quickly jumped up. Humph. Nappa smiled lightly. I knew you would fly, get ready to die. Nappa raised his hand, intending to kill Kellen in the air. However, at this critical juncture, Piccolo suddenly woke up. A Piccolo released a ball of purple-red flame from his hand, hitting Nappa on the back on the spot. Nappa screamed in pain, hoo-hoo. Piccolo was also very tired, panting heavily. Boom, Kling fell from the sky and was seriously injured. He was hit by the aftermath of Nappa's energy just now. This bastard. Has he woken up yet? Nappa gritted his teeth angrily. Haha, Nappa, you can't play anymore, right? Vegeta laughed. I'm so mad. I spared your life just to find the Dragon Ball. How dare you be so presumptuous? Nappa was so angry that his nose was crooked. Piccolo was stunned for a moment, and suddenly turned his head to look backward. What is this aura? Piccolo was surprised. A powerful aura is approaching here. Vegeta froze slightly. Yes, the breath is very strong and kind. Sun Wuhan's face was full of expectation. What are you talking about? Nappa asked. It's Monkey King. Monkey King is here. I knew he would come, this guy made us wait so hard. Piccolo said with a smile, Dad is here. Great, Dad is here to save us. Son Gohan said excitedly. Is it Kakarot? Where is that guy? Nappa was stunned. People who haven't seen him. They sensed a powerful aura? Vegeta bent down and picked up the detector on the ground. Is it really Kakarot? After Vegeta came to the earth, although he did not fight, he has been learning the ability to sense breath. Therefore, he would try not to use detectors where he could use them. Now that Piccolo and others have sensed Kakarot's breath, however, Vegeta was unable to sense the existence of the opponent's breath. It seems that if you want to sense the breath, you still need to temper it slowly. Vegeta put on the detector and pressed the button on the detector. After seeing the combat power value on the detector, Vegeta's face changed color. Chapter 37 Angry Gohan. Chapter 37 Angry Gohan. Vegeta, is Kakarot coming? Nappa asked. I don't know if it's Kakarot, but we'll arrive at the scene in 4 minutes. Vegeta turned his head to look into the distance, and said in a deep voice, a guy with about 4 fighting power. What? Combat power 5,000? Is there a mistake? Nappa's eyes widened, his face full of disbelief. This is impossible, this is absolutely impossible. This fellow Vegeta must have made a mistake. Vegeta was also shocked. This low-level fighter did not expect to improve his combat effectiveness to this level. It looks a bit troublesome, and the combat power of 5,000 should be just his appearance. Maybe this guy's combat effectiveness can be further improved. Humph. They're a little panicked this time, Piccolo said. Yes, Wukong will definitely defeat them. Kellen's face was full of expectation. Great, Dad is coming. Sun Wuhan was also extremely excited. Nappa, kill the 2 of them quickly. If they unite, it will be a little troublesome to deal with. Vegeta made a decisive decision and ordered to Nappa. At the same time, this is also to warn Kakarot. What? Piccolo's expression changed. Sun Wuhan was even more taken aback. Clint paled. What about the Dragon Ball? Nappa asked. It's okay, I have other ways. Vegeta smiled. We can go to the hometown of the Namek people, that is, the Namek planet, to find better Dragon Balls. Although the Dragon Balls may not be credible, I think it should be true that Guy Kakarot's combat strength has reached 5,000. Could it be that the detector has malfunctioned? Nappa still couldn't believe that Monkey King's combat strength would reach such a high value. This guy named Vegeta is too shameless. He promised to wait for Goku to come over. Now he's suddenly changed his mind. Bulma clenched his fists. Naturally, if several people join forces, they will really be in danger. Luo Tian smiled. Has Wukong become so powerful? Bulma was slightly taken aback. It's okay. Luo Tian nodded. Well, Wukong's current combat power is indeed around 5,000. Bulma also saw the value of Sun Wukong's combat power through the detector, and said, but, that guy named Vegeta has a higher combat power. It has reached a height of 18,000. Even if Goku passes, he is not his opponent. Don't worry, Goku knows the Kaiwang Fist. Luo Tian said with a smile, and, if he can use the method of Zizaijiyi, Vegeta will be beaten by him. It depends on how much Goku can comprehend in this battle, Uncle Piccolo. Get out of the way first. Before Dad comes here, let me deal with him. Sun Wuhan gritted his teeth and said to Piccolo, if Uncle Piccolo dies, the gods will die too, and Dragon Ball will be finished. Humph, don't say such useless words, how can you deal with this guy? Piccolo shook his head, the consequences of going on like this are simply unimaginable, damn it. I can't move anymore. Kellen was injured just now, and now he was lying on the ground, and he found it difficult to move. Little ghost, who do you want to deal with? Just you? Nappa let out a smirk, and rushed towards Sun Wufan quickly. Wow, Sun Wuhan kicked out fiercely, and kicked directly on Nappa's big face. Nappa flew backwards and plunged headlong into the big mountain behind him. Boom, the mountain collapsed, and Nappa was buried in the rocks. Piccolo was stunned. Gohan, this kid, is much stronger than I imagined. Snapped, Nappa soared into the sky and quickly returned to the opposite side of Sun Wufan. You little thing, the game is over. Nappa was furious. I actually let this little thing fly. I am so ashamed. Go to hell with me. Nappa condensed a ball of lightning in his hands, and greeted Sun Wufan. Sun Wufan was frightened. I'm so scared. Show. At this critical juncture, Piccolo appeared directly in front of Sun Wuhan without any hesitation, and stretched out his arms to block the attacking energy. Sun Gohan was stunned. Clint was also stunned. Is this still the big devil Piccolo I know? Boom. Accompanied by an earth-shattering bang, Piccolo blocked Nappa's energy attack abruptly with his body. Uncle Piccolo. Sun Wuhan fell to the ground in fright, crying. Softly you run. Gohan. After Piccolo finished speaking, he fell to the ground with a bang. Sun Wuhan was terrified, and hurriedly threw himself on Piccolo. Uncle Piccolo, why did you save me? Run, Gohan, run. Piccolo said weakly. Uncle Piccolo, please don't die. Dad will be here soon. Please, please don't die. Sun Wuhan cried bitterly. This idiot messed up my order. Nappa gritted his teeth. It's all the same anyway, they will all die sooner or later. It's so sad, my majestic Piccolo, but because of protecting a child. Piccolo said with a smile, it's all because of you, father and son. Your kindness has influenced me. Gohan, the only person I talk to now is you. I have been very happy with you for a few months. As he spoke, Piccolo's tears rolled down from his eyes. You can't die, Gohan. Piccolo closed his eyes after saying this. Temple, whirring. The god was panting heavily, sweating profusely. God. Mr. Bobo was shocked. My lifespan is coming to an end, and Wukong hasn't caught up yet. The god sighed, but Piccolo still surpassed me. The god, in the end, I'm really happy. God. Mr. Popo fell silent. Mr. Bobo, I will leave this place to you from now on. After Tianqian finished speaking, his body became transparent, and he disappeared in the next moment. Wow, Son Gohan burst into tears. Beep, a new combat power value also appeared on the detector worn by Vegeta. Sun Wuhan burst into tears, glaring at the murderer opposite. Magic flash, Sun Wuhan shouted loudly, and a powerful energy was condensed in his hands. The combat power is 2800. The combat power of these guys is really unpredictable. Vegeta said in surprise, what? Combat power 2800? Nappa was also a little surprised. Seeing the energy bomb flying towards him, he slapped it fiercely. Chapter 38. Chapter 38. Boom! The energy bomb changed direction at that time and flew aside. Boom! There was a big explosion on the distant land. Sun Wuhan's face was pale, and all thoughts were lost. This little bastard didn't expect to have such a great energy. It made my hands go numb. Nappa grinned. The sudden drop in combat power seems to be because all the energy has been consumed just now. Vegeta looked at the combat power value on the detector. I'm sorry, Uncle Piccolo, I missed the enemy, and now I don't even have the strength to escape. Son Gohan turned his head and smirked at Piccolo. Snapped. Sun Wuhan knelt on the ground, already losing the confidence to fight. Bastard. Damn it. Kellen gritted his teeth. It's just that Klin was also seriously injured, and now he can't get up. Haha, Kakarot's son, prepare to die. Nabaha laughed, raising his foot to trample Sun Wufan to death. Kellen couldn't bear to watch anymore. Hey, even Gohan is going to die? Bulma didn't dare to look. He's only 5 years old this year. I can't die. Wukong has arrived. Luo Tian replied, really? Has Wukong arrived? Bulma immediately looked for Monkey King. Snapped. Nappa kicked hard, and stepped on Sun Wukong. The next moment, Nappa found himself stepping on the ground. The earth was shattered. What's the situation? What about people? Vegeta was also surprised. That guy is so fast. Nappa took a closer look again, and suddenly found that the little guy Sun Wukong had run onto a golden cloud. What it is, huh? Is it somersaulting cloud? Sun Wukong also immediately realized. Up there. Vegeta immediately raised his head and looked towards the sky. Above the sky, Sun Wukong just suspended there, overlooking Nappa and Vegeta below. Call out, Sun Wukong fell from the sky. It finally appeared. Vegeta smiled. Wukong, you're here, we've been waiting for you for a long time. Kellen wanted to cry but had no tears. Ah. Dad. Sun Wukong also looked excited. Kakarot, you have appeared. Vegeta smiled. Can't you hide well? You must come to die. Monkey King didn't speak, and walked step by step in the direction of Piccolo. Nappa, what are you doing, Pic? Sun Wukong stretched out his hand to test Piccolo's body, and found that it was already stiff. Uncle Piccolo died to protect me. Sun Wukong said. Sun Wukong looked around and found Tianjin Fan and Letbing who were dead on the ground. Sun Wukong clenched his fists, and an angry look appeared on his face. You idiots are all dead. You were surprised, right? By the way, there is another boy who has been smashed to pieces. Nappa laughed, gloating for a while, but you don't have to be sad, because you can report to another world with them soon. As Vegeta said, why don't you hide well? You have to come and find death yourself, really? There are also dumplings. Sun Wukong's expression became more and more ugly. Hey. Nappa smiled all over his face. Even God. Sun Wukong's face was full of anger. Beep. Vegeta looked over silently. Well, this guy's fighting power is constantly rising. Damn it, Luo Tian told me that as long as I can suppress my anger, I can go one step further towards freedom. Sun Wukong gritted his teeth. But, I want to control it, it's too difficult. Luo Tian, I'm sorry, please allow me to be self-willed once. Luo Tian? What is Wukong talking about? Bulma was stunned, then turned to look at Luo Tian. I told him before that if you want to master the true freedom, you need to suppress your anger. Luo Tian explained, actually, it's not suppressed, it should be relieved. In other words, don't let these emotions affect your judgment on things. I don't understand. Bulma shook his head, but I think what you said is so difficult. Yeah, if it can be done so easily, then it's not Zizaijiyi. Luo Tian smiled. So. Wukong can't do it now? Bulma pondered. Yes. Luo Tian nodded. Battle scene. Monkey King walked in the direction of Nappa. What? Do you want to take the initiative to go forward to die? Then I will help you. Nappa snorted coldly, and waved a fist to greet Monkey King. Shoo, it's just that Sun Wukong disappeared in a flash of his figure. Immediately afterwards, Monkey King appeared beside Monkey King. What? How did this guy get there? Nappa was very surprised. To Gohan, I'm sorry, I'm late, it's really not easy for the two of you to survive. Sun Wukong said, this is fairy beans, you two eat half of it. Immortal beans? Did you get them from Immortal Jolin? Kellen asked, this is the last one. Sun Wukong said, Krillin, you should eat Wukong. Kellen said, it's okay, I've already eaten one. Sun Wukong smiled. No, let's keep it just in case, it won't help much if we eat it. Kellen smiled wryly. Don't worry, I'll throw it away if you don't eat it. Monkey King replied, besides, don't we still have Luo Tian? Luo Tian didn't come. Kellen wiped his sweat. I don't think he will come. Okay, hurry up and eat it. Gohan, you can eat too. Sun Wukong said, split the fairy beans in half and gave them to Kellen and Sun Wukong to eat. The two stood up quickly. Vegeta, Nappa, hey, Vegeta, what did he feed them? Those two guys seem to have almost recovered from their injuries. Nappa was stunned and asked, this planet is really unexpected. Vegeta smiled. That kind of bean can actually heal their injuries and even restore their physical strength. I saw that he split the bean in two. If it is a whole bean, it might heal them completely. Is there such a miraculous thing? Nappa was also very surprised, but it's a pity, it seems to be the last one. Vegeta shook his head. If we can find more beans, we don't need that guy named Luo Tian. Nappa pondered. That's right. Vegeta nodded. Chapter 39. So you are just a paper tiger. Chapter 39. So you are just a paper tiger. Kellen, your kung fu practice is good, I can already feel it. Sun Wukong said to Clind, I also feel that my kung fu has been practiced very hard. Kellen smiled bitterly, but it still doesn't work, I am far behind them, everyone died one by one, Gohan, I don't even recognize you, you are not simple. Sun Wukong looked at Wuhan again and said, well, it was all taught by Uncle Piccolo, but unfortunately I didn't help much. Son Gohan cried a pick is dead, Dragon Ball can no longer function, and no one can be revived. Kellen said in a deep voice, damn it, these two beasts. Sun Wukong remained silent, his anger burning up little by little. Wukong, the three of us will deal with the two of them together? With Wukong here, we can definitely defeat one of them. Kellen clenched his fists and said, by the way, I heard that you went to practice with the king of the realm? Is that true? Yes. Sun Wukong nodded without explaining too much, and immediately replied, I want to deal with the two of them alone. You all hide far away, so as not to hurt you. One person? Kellen was stunned, no matter how powerful you are, you can't beat them too. The strength of these two guys is simply unimaginable. Yes, Dad. Sun Wuhan nodded. Monkey King didn't speak, and his anger became more and more intense. After seeing Sun Wukong's expression, Kellen seemed to understand something immediately, and quickly pulled Sun Wuhan away from the scene. I've never seen Wukong so angry. Kellen whispered, leave it to Wukong. Wukong must be fine. Monkey King stopped talking, and walked step by step in the direction of Nappa. What? Why do you still look like you don't care? Do you want to challenge me? Nappa sneered, I will never spare you. Sun Wukong was furious, and the energy in his body surged out crazily. Immediately, the powerful aura shook the area. For a moment, the rocks pierced through the sky, and the stormy waves crashed on the shore. Combat power 7,000, 8,000. Vegeta's face changed color after seeing the above combat power value. How did this inferior fighter achieve this level of fighting power? Fortunately, there is still a big gap between him and me, but he can't be allowed to continue to develop. After sensing the powerful aura of Monkey King, both Monkey Fan and Kellen were also terrified. The two of them never thought that Sun Wukong's aura would increase so much. Hey, Vegeta, what is Kakarot's combat power? Nappa quickly turned to ask Vegeta, the combat power is more than 8,000. Vegeta gritted his teeth, what? There must be a mistake with the combat power of 8,000. Is the machine malfunctioning? Nappa's pupils shrank sharply, and disbelief was written all over his face. Don't panic, I haven't used the Kaiwang Fist yet. Sun Wukong said lightly, Kaiwang Fist? Vegeta was stunned, there is also the ultimate intention of freedom. Sun Wukong said coldly, I don't understand what you're talking about. Vegeta smiled, how dare you speak wild words to my Nappa? Nappa roared angrily, and rushed towards Monkey King with all his teeth and claws. Boom, he only heard a muffled sound, and when he looked again, Sun Wukong had appeared behind Nappa at some point, and kicked him in the back with his kick. Puff, Nappa fell to the ground at once. Vegeta was stunned, Sun Wuhan was also stunned. Kellen's eyes widened even more. What is happening, damn it? Nappa got up from the ground with a confused look on his face. When did this guy run up behind me? Why didn't I see it, you bastard? I can't spare you. Nappa said angrily, showing its teeth and claws, it's just a paper tiger. Sun Wukong said lightly, what did you say? Try saying one more sentence. Nappa's angry face surfaced, do you dare to call me a paper tiger? I know it from the attack just now. Sun Wukong looked flat, very good, I'll show you my great strength. Nappa said, layers of powerful energy emerged from his body, and he rushed towards the direction where Monkey King was. Bang bang bang, Nappa launched a fierce attack on Monkey King. Sun Wukong didn't fight back, but just avoided the opponent's attacking fists and feet lightly. Wow, Nappa let out a roar and punched him fiercely again. The fist fell short. Nappa took a closer look, and suddenly found that Monkey King had disappeared. What about people? Where did people go? Here. Sun Wukong said from a distance. Nappa discovered the location of Monkey King through the sound. Nappa's expression changed again and again. Did you see clearly? Dad's movements. Sun Wuhan asked. No. Kellen wiped his sweat. Goku has become too powerful. Vegeta was also silent. How did Kakarot become so powerful in such a short period of time? Shoo. With a flash of his figure, Sun Wukong suddenly appeared directly above Nappa, stepping directly on the opponent's head with his own feet. This is downright insulting. Wow. Nappa felt 1 point of psychological critical damage, and slammed his fists at Monkey King. Boom. Monkey King quickly appeared in front of Nappa, and punched him in the stomach. Ouch. Nappa let out a miserable cry, feeling that his whole body was not well. The punch just now was to avenge the dumpling. Sun Wukong said. Boom, immediately afterwards, Monkey King punched him again, sending Nappa flying backwards. When Nappa was about to hit the big mountain behind him, he stepped on the big mountain and then rose into the air. You bastard. Nappa's forehead was bulging with veins, and with a flick of his hand, he dropped a powerful energy. The energy smashed towards Monkey King from the sky. I don't need to dodge such an attack at all. Sun Wukong snorted coldly, and the breath on his body exploded immediately. The attacking energy bullet was directly shattered by Monkey King's powerful aura. The next step is to avenge Tianjin Fan. Monkey King flew up and appeared directly above Nappa. Boom, Sun Wukong kicked Nappa's head directly with an upside-down golden hook. Nappa fell from the sky. Call out. Monkey King quickly caught up. This is for Piccolo. Sun Wukong said, kicking again. Boom, Nappa bumped his head into the rocky mountain behind him, and his body was deeply embedded in it, but soon, Nappa jumped up from the rocky mountain, with endless anger on his face. You bastard, I will never forgive you. Nappa shouted. The author says from now on, I will post 4 chapters in a row every morning to try the effect. Chapter 40 Combat Strength Doesn't and hashtag 039, T mean anything. Chapter 40 Combat Strength Doesn't and hashtag 039, T mean anything. You're quite strong, you can withstand such a powerful attack. Monkey King was a little surprised. I am an excellent fighter from a famous family, how can I be defeated by an inferior fighter like you? Nappa shouted. Wukong is really amazing, it looks like he can defeat them. Kellen breathed a sigh of relief. Yes, Dad, come on. Sun Wuhan also said happily. I didn't expect Wukong to become so powerful. Bulma was amazed. I don't know if it is because of your teaching or the teaching of the king of the world that he became what he is now. Currently, I am using some abilities taught by the king of the realm. Luo Tian said truthfully. Hasn't he been using his ultimate intention? Bulma asked, how can Zizaijiyi be so easy to use? Luo Tian smiled, if you learn Zizaijiyi now. TSK, then he is in existence against the sky. Bulma, Zizaijiyi, is it really that powerful? I can't understand Luo Tian more and more. No matter, let's see how Wukong defeated the two of them first, you idiot. You have to keep your head clear, Nappa. Vegeta said loudly, calm judgment can defeat him, you have to deal with it calmly, don't be impatient. Nappa was stunned for a moment, and suddenly realized that his irritable mood had subsided a lot. Thank you Vegeta, thanks to you I can stay calm. Nappa thanked quickly. Vegeta didn't want to talk anymore. This simple GUI.it looks like I'll have to make an appearance in person. I was really stunned by anger, and now I want to show my true ability. Nappa calmed down, looked at Monkey King and said, are you ready? Kakarot, okay, stop bluffing there, come here quickly. Sun Wukong said lightly. Don't be so stubborn, I'll let you see my great strength. Nappa snorted coldly, energy surged out of his body, and his index finger and middle finger were put together and lifted up abruptly. Suddenly, a powerful energy exploded directly at the position where Monkey King was. Call out, Monkey King quickly flew into the sky. I saw you. Nappa snorted coldly, hurriedly chased after him, and launched a fierce attack on Monkey King. Sun Wukong responded easily, but it was a little unexpected. The sky reacts pretty fast. Boom, after the two confronted each other for several rounds, Monkey King quickly distanced himself from Nappa. Hey, you're quite serious. Sun Wukong smiled. Do you think this is my true strength? Nappa sneered, and suddenly opened his mouth wide. Sun Wukong froze for a moment. Boom, a ray of light spurted out from Nappa's mouth, and quickly bombarded the position where Monkey King was. Monkey King was shocked, almost without the slightest hesitation. Monkey King hastily released the Kameha Qigong wave. There was a puff of smoke at the scene. A scary guy, he can release energy in such a short period of time. Vegeta was also amazed. After the smoke dissipated, Nappa's miserable face was revealed. That was my trick just now, just let him do it. Nappa looked at Monkey King in disbelief. What a tenacious guy, he was hit head-on by my Qigong wave, and he still looks like a normal person. When will we be able to kill him if this goes on? Sun Wukong was also surprised. Okay, come down, Nappa. Vegeta raised his head and greeted Nappa in the sky. Nappa looked down at Vegeta. That it's worthless, even the little Kakarot can't beat it, and I have to do it myself. Vegeta said angrily. Monkey King also looked at Vegeta with a serious face. That guy, even that big guy is afraid of him. Kellen said in a deep voice. Sun Wuhan was so frightened that his whole body was trembling. You bastard, let Vegeta deal with you. Nappa gritted his teeth, grinning unwillingly, and said, you'd better be careful, Vegeta will kill you in an instant. He is a genius warrior named after the planet Vegeta. Is that Vegeta finally coming out? Bulma silently looked at Vegeta. Yeah, Luo Tian nodded, but judging from the combat power value, Wukong is not his opponent. Bulma pouted, snapped. Luo Tian slapped Bulma on the ass. Oh, why did you hit me? Bulma stared. How many times have I told you that combat power doesn't mean anything? Why don't you listen to it? Luo Tian said angrily. Bulma, just say what you say. Why are you still spanking? Bulma didn't know what to think of. Her face flushed. Luo Tian was speechless. You were blushing at this time, which is a bit out of harmony. Didn't you see that the front line is still fighting? I obey the order and let Vegeta kill you, but I won't let it go. Nappa said, sinking rapidly, and flew in the direction of Krillin and Son Gohan. Not good. The two of them. Monkey King was shocked. King Fist. Son Wukong used the Realm King Fist at that time. Call out. Son Wukong raised his speed to the extreme, and hit Nappa's back hard from behind. Puff. Blood gushed out of Nappa's mouth. After Son Wukong landed, Nappa was already seriously injured. Son Wukong raised the Nappa high, and threw it in front of Vegeta. But he can't fight anymore. Hurry up and take him away from the earth. Son Wukong said coldly. Krillin and Son Wuhan were shocked. What happened just now? We didn't react at all. Vegeta's complexion also became more and more heavy. This guy pushed his speed and strength to the limit in an instant. How exactly did he do it? Vegeta, you bastard. Nappa stretched out his hand to Vegeta, with a look of unwillingness to. That's how I lost. I was actually defeated by an inferior fighter. Vegeta, you were so special. Who are you calling a bastard? Do you want to die? Humph. I know you're not scolding me, but this gesture of yours annoys me. This useless thing. Wukong, what happened just now? Is this a trick I learned from the King of the Realm? Kellen asked. Yes, this is the Kaiwang Fist. Sun Wukong nodded with a smile. The Jiawang Fist can adjust the chi of the whole body, allowing it to increase rapidly in an instant. If it is successful, it can increase several times in terms of strength, speed, destructive power, and defense. You are really amazing. Did Luo Tian take you to the King of the Realm? Kellen asked. I'll tell you about this later. Sun Wukong smiled. Okay, it's quite mysterious. Kellen shook his head helplessly, but then again, Wukong, you are really calm. This is not a game. With such a good trick, why didn't you use it in the first place? I'm sorry, it's not what you think. Sun Wukong replied, if I don't control it well and adjust the breath of the whole body, I will die first. Moreover, the King of the World also said that the King of the World cannot be used too much. It is best to control it within 2 times. The limit of the King of the World is very heavy. Instead of destroying the opponent, it will destroy yourself. So that's the case. Kellen nodded in understanding. Sun Wuhan also nodded vigorously from the side. This is Kaiwang Fist. Bulma also heard Sun Wukong's words, and then looked at the value on the detector. In just a moment, Wukong's combat power has increased to a height of 16,000, which is already close to Vegeta, but the combat power is 2,000 short, and it seems that he is not Vegeta's opponent. Luo Tian didn't speak, just looked at Bulma silently. Bulma's face became more and more rosy. Luo Tian, I just looked at you, why are you blushing? Okay. I don't want to talk about combat power. Bulma snorted. Luo Tian was speechless. Vegeta, this bastard, help me. Nappa stretched out his hand to Vegeta, begging him for help. Vegeta looked down at Nappa and grabbed his hand. Thank you, Vegeta. Nappa thanked quickly. It's okay. Vegeta smiled. Call out. Immediately afterwards, Vegeta shook his hand violently. Suddenly, Nappa was thrown into the sky by Vegeta. What are you doing? Vegeta. Nappa exclaimed. I don't need a waste Saiyan. Vegeta smiled lightly, and a golden flame burst out from his body. Call out. A powerful energy bombarded Nappa above the sky. Vegeta, you bastard. Nappa shouted heart-piercingly. Boom, accompanied by an earth-shattering loud noise. Nappa directly turned into dregs. Sun Wukong was also shocked, and hurriedly fled the scene holding Gohan and Klin at this critical moment. What a scary guy, he even wants to kill his own companions. Kellen also had lingering fears. Monkey King was sweating even more on his face. This guy's aura is simply too terrifying. I'm afraid I may not be his opponent. Both of you go back to the Guisian house immediately. Sun Wukong had a bad feeling and ordered to the two of them. Huh? Sun Wufan was stunned. Okay. Krillin nodded, and hurriedly grabbed Gohan. Let's get out of here quickly. But Sun Wuhan hesitated. That guy is too powerful. We can't play any role here, but will cause trouble for Wukong. Kellen explained. It's really not easy to handle. That guy's strength is beyond my imagination. Sun Wukong said in a deep voice. I feel that I have worked very hard in cultivation, however, this Saiyan named Vegeta did not expect to be so powerful. Alright legends, that's it for today. Like, subscribe, and I'll meet you in the next audiobook.